Okay, guys, we are live! So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I'll be your friendly, what am I going to be? Your friendly Dark Master today, I guess, because today we are going to be carrying on... Oh, I'm going to be your Spielmeister. That's right, because today we are returning to our ongoing campaign of playing Ulysses Spiele's really cool The Dark Eye fantasy RPG. And this is a campaign where we had started playing through the module Revelations from Heaven, and then we elected to take a step back to fill in a little bit more about the setting and learn a little bit more about the characters. So we are in a prologue, I guess, to that adventure. And with me tonight are the stars of tonight's session. I'll go the order I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are and who you're playing tonight. First up, we've got Jeffrey.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeff, excuse me, and I'm playing Garen Bladebreaker. He is a bit of a roguish sword for hire.
Very nice. Next up is Hobbs.
Hello everyone, I am Jason Hobbs, and I am playing Gilvana, Horasian magic dilettante.
Very nice.
Also pretty roguish, it seems like, so I think Garen and I get together well.
Nice. And last, but certainly not least, is George.
Hey everybody, I'm George. I'm playing Siberian, who is a guild mage of the Pericum School of Exorcism.
Very nice. So knowing that Siberian went to a school for exorcists, which is controlling and casting out ghosts and demons, it may be interesting to know that his last name actually means harness maker.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't want to attempt to pronounce it improperly, so...
Harnismacher.
There we go. See?
There you go. So, yeah, he, what do you call it? He came from one of the things I didn't mention before, but guild mages can come from all over the place. If you got the gift for arcane energy, you can be drawn into it and find yourself. It's a very upwardly mobile profession. So we spent, we're starting a little bit late right now because we're spending a little bit of time getting familiar with the character sheets and the setting. But let me bring or at least the setting in general. Let me bring you guys over to a map of Aventuria, the setting, to start slowly focusing us in for where our adventure takes place. So this is the continent of Aventuria. It is one of 4 setting or continents that have material published for them in the Dark Eye over the course of the various editions. Our adventure concerns the western part of Aventuria, where your heroes are all from. Hobbs, I mentioned that you are Horasian. You are from down here. The capital city, in fact, which is right around there. George, you are from one of the provinces of the Midden Realm, which is right here.
Holy cow.
And our adventure takes place in a city called Angbar, which is in the Principality of Kosh, which is right over here. Now I'm going to leave Gilvana's homeland behind for a moment, and I'm going to go just to the Midden Realm here. So this is just the Midden Realm itself. I mentioned before we went on, I wanted you to have a sense of how big the area is before we get in. There are some significant cultural differences between a lot of the different nations, and then there are also some really interesting blends of the two. So to the south of Pericum and around here is a culture that is much more influenced by Middle Eastern and North African societies and legends and myths and stuff like that. Which means that Pericum is this interesting blend of the two. The other neat thing is, while we talked before we went live, about the relationship that your specific school has with the god Boron, the god of the dead and dreams, Pericum itself is actually dominated by the goddess of war, Rondra. She's the most significant one. It's a neighboring or a border, province, so perhaps that's not a surprise that war is foremost in their mind. What I expect is that Gilvana, because of, obviously things completely out of your control. There is no way that you caused yourself to have to flee your homeland and head north through Windhag, which is one of the provinces, and then through the North Marches, and eventually you found yourself through Griffin Pass and down into Kosh. Because you hear Kosh is a little softer, a little nicer of a place to land. North Marches is a very unstable location and kind of dangerous. Kosh is kind of seen as the most backwoods but kind of relaxed place. Why don't we start the session, guys? Why doesn't everyone give us, and I think it's easy, I'm looking for it. Let me take a look at my Game Master screen here. Why don't you guys give us a very easy history check. It'll be under knowledge. Garen, I think you already know some stuff. Wait, roll again, because maybe I assume you've forgotten, or potentially have forgotten, Jeff. Nice. Nothing from Gilbana.
Kevin, I got 1 level of success because I had 3 left over.
Yeah.
If I had 4 left over, does that get to quality level 2, or do you have to have 6?
If you had 4 left over.
Okay, so
yeah.
It's okay, got it.
Yeah,
okay.
it's each increment of 3 will get you 1. I mean, what you could do as well, spend a fate point and bump up the quality level by 1.
I won't do that now, but that's helpful.
So here are some things just to know about Kosh, and I'm not going to overburden you. Gilvana, you unfortunately, unless you want to spend fate points, I will tell you it's that 20 that is, I think, screwing you here. Because you do have 1 point of training. If you want to spend a fate point and re-roll that sagacity, you could try to get something out of here, or did you?
Are we getting another? Are we getting another fate point at 9?
You'll get another fate point at 9. Sure.
Well, 7 minutes from down, so what the heck? Might as well go for it.
So remember, just click on your sagacity dice, and we'll see what you get as a replacement. That's huge. All right.
Beauty.
There you go. So you get your level of success as well. So, what... there's the wrong... Oh, hold up. Here's what you guys know about Caution. Let me bring you over to an even closer view. Oh, you know what? Hold up. I got something neat here. So this is one of the... no, that's not the map I want to use. Where is it here? It's this one over here. But while we look at this one, I am gonna switch up something else, because Ingolf had a student who sent something super fucking cool. Now, this is obviously the German language map. This is from one of the German language books. So what you need to know only from here is Angbar is where you're headed. The Griffin Pass is right through here, through the Kosh Mountains. There are dwarvish settlements in the Kosh Mountains. Angbar is the capital of the principality. It is also of interest to... I don't know how religious you find yourselves, but in all of Aventuria, each of the gods has their, main church, or the headquarters of their church located somewhere. Ingerim is the god of forging and craftsmanship, is located in Angbar. And Angbar is named after dwarves. One thing that Gilvana and Siberian you would notice when you get in here, which is very different from your homeland, 1 in every 4 people is a dwarf here, is a hill dwarf. There are so many hill dwarves in this area. I have a couple of handouts just to give you an idea of what passing through here was. So going over the Griffin Pass, Gilvana, that's what you would have experienced. But as you got further down, you'd be experiencing more of the thing I mentioned before we went live, that Kosh is expressly inspired by the Shire in part. So it is that kind of thing. If you went to the south and didn't take the Griffin Pass, it would have been through the Great River Valley, which looks like that. All this art is from the Riverlands source book, by the by. But arriving in Kosh itself, Siberian, you would have come from the along the Imperial Road from the east, likely up to Gareth and then through to here. Gilvana, you would have come either over the Griffin Pass or around to the south to get your way in here. The things that you knew coming in here is that nobility in the Principality of Kosh is a little different from the way that it operates in other principalities. Class is very much a thing in this setting, but in Kosh, it is the one place where there is an enormous amount of, if not upper mobility, there is a lot of interaction. It is not unusual for a lord to send their daughter or son to go and learn a trade in addition to all the typical schooling that you would expect. It leads to others thinking that Kosh nobility are a bunch of bumpkins, but it leads to also a lot more of interaction between the locals. Injurim, as I mentioned, is the god of craftsmen and trade. Travia, who I believe is the god of travel and trade. No, trade is Fex. And Parain, who is the goddess of like hearth and home. So there is the types of gods that are worshipped here is the kind of things you might expect from a combined dwarvish human settlement that is focused on having a good, quiet kind of life. The thing is that quiet life has not escaped the tumult of the last 20 or so years. There are a variety of massive big evils in this setting. There is, I mentioned the 12 gods. There is a nameless god who is said to have been at one time the 13th, who in an age past tried to conquer the world. That nameless god had his name stripped, and then the hole that he tore in the spheres through which demons passed, his body was used to stitch that hole up, and it's from there that he whispers out to other followers to corrupt them. He is separate from those who serve the archdemons, dark counterparts to the 12 gods. They are separate from those who deal with evil undead spirits, and those are different from the most significant threat that the Midden Realm faced in the last 30 years, and that is a demon master, a sorcerer named Borbarad. Borbarad was defeated about 15 or so years ago, but his 7 followers, the Heptarch, carried on in a successor war. And the Heptarchs have been defeated one way or the other, but even Kosh, unfortunately, 13 years ago, was finally affected. I mentioned before we went live that humans have been in Aventuria for around 3,000 years. Around 4,000 years ago, the great demon whose name is Pirkador, great dragon, like effectively the closest step to a dragon god, arose once again and tried to defeat the gods. And when he did so, he brought a lot of fell elemental spirits and so forth with him, one of which is something called an Alagrim. Whether that is a species or a name is not known, but the Alagrim was defeated, and then it was sealed beneath, with great magics, beneath one of the dwarven settlements, a place called Costume, one of the dwarven kingdoms, truthfully, and that's right there. 13 years ago, a local sorcerer from Kosh, allied herself with trader dwarves, and they freed the Alagrim. The Alagrim devastated Costume, it devastated the northern reaches of Kosh, and then struck at Angbar itself, and it was only through a miraculous intervention of the god Injurim that defeated it and allowed it to be sealed once again beneath Costume. But this, as I mentioned, it's inspired by before we went live, I said Moria as well. There's where your Moria reference is. The Balrog equivalent got out and really fucked up the Shire, and then was sealed back beneath there. And where we find ourselves is 13 years after that. All of that is important for the purpose of today, because last night, Garen, along with a traveling companion of his, a Blessed One of Rondra, the goddess of war, they were approached by someone who is one of the princes, one of the great important folks here. And his name isn't really important, but if you are curious, it's Vilbur Arbelius of C.
Mm-hmm.
The reason he's important is because primarily his uncle, a great wizard named Voltan von Falkenhag. Voltan is one of those guys who just seems to be in the place whenever important shit is happening. Because when the Ingerim broke out, or the Allegrim broke out, it tried to, it devastated the dwarven community, killing thousands. Voltan saved the life of the king. He was not able to save his sight, but he did save the life of the king. And he played a significant role in defeating the Allegrim at a later point too. Though truth told, when a god intervenes, how much does your help matter? He approached them because they needed a wizard to go up to Koschim in order to look at something. It seems in the course of reworking Koschim and reestablishing the settlement and trying to, make it livable for the dwarves that live there. There are a variety of different kinds of dwarves. There are the hill dwarves, which you would find in the lower regions. There's the iron dwarves, and there are the ore dwarves, which are like the never interacting with human society kind of stuff. The human sorceress who freed the Allegrim, they still don't know how she did that. Because those invocations that were used to seal this servant of the god, the dragon god Pirkador, that's 4,000 years old. But they found some evidence that seems to be, they think, something relating to her, and her name is Chrissia von Selmingen. The reason her name is important is because the current prince of the Principality of Koschim is, forgive me, I misspoke. Count Vilbur is not the prince of this. He's a count within one of the smaller things in here. But Carissia murdered the Queen Mother, a much beloved kind of Iron Lady of the thing. Not only is that an important reason why any information relating to her is of great importance, there is an actual, conspiracy among nobles to try and hunt her down. And it's said that Voltan von Falkenhag, that wizard, is one of the people who leads it. It's something that was even written about. One of the neat things I mentioned, guys, that the setting itself is developed over time by the adventures that have happened in past. One of the things they publish is this Aventurian Herald, where they give a little tidbits of what's happening around, Aventuria. This particular article is an in-universe artifact about Carissia being spotted 6 months ago. The translation is a little iffy. So, if you read it, it is a little... but I mean, the no prize explanation is that the editor of the Aventurian Herald is clearly asleep at the wheel. So it's not that this was poorly translated from German into English. It's the in-universe Aventurian Herald editor who's a drunk. So I mentioned all that stuff to give context, to remind you, Garen, what you've been approached with and the severity of the task that's been put before you. They have asked that they want to hire you to travel from Angbar and up to the north towards Vingenholm, and then up into Koschim. The reason that is not a simple task anymore is because not only is there the leftover devastation from where the Allegrim came, that also has led to banditry and an inability of the locals to they're trying to rebuild. They're not able to put down any kind of enemies. And in some of the neighboring lands, that's where an orcish horde came through during the most recent troubles. So some of them have spilled over into here. And other more dangerous things like ogres and some goblin tribes have come down from the mountains and made their home in these woods. So to escort a knowledgeable and kind of like book-learning wizard, they need people who are going to keep him safe. And what better two choices would there be than a blessed one of the war goddess and a mercenary, albeit one who's been cast out by his own mercenary company.
Well, it happens.
It happens. Now, I'm going to bring it back over to... Apologies for the great long intro. Just, I want to remind, it's been a month since we played, and this is a new setting with a lot of different sounding names. So I want to try and remind or refresh as much as I can. I'm going to give you a sense, guys, of what you all experienced. None of you are together. None of you know one another. Not as of yet. Here's one of the things to expect from kind of the streets of Angbar. If you ventured a trip down into the Ember district, you would see the Temple of Ingramon. That is the Forge God. Also, interestingly, you've noticed here, everywhere else in the Mid-Realm, they call him Indram. Here, they call him Angrosh. They use the Dwarven name for him. No doubt because of the influence of the Hill Dwarves that are here. But this, guys, that is the map and the harbor. It is on a huge lake. Lake Angbar is a massive lake where you cannot see the far side from when you are on even the highest point of Lakeview, one of the neighboring districts. Now, you may remember from last time, Jeffrey, that Garen was kind of told that he needs to find his own place to stay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to put you guys...
He was.
Yeah. Where...
Kind of from their nice place.
Yeah, the Dave's character, the Blessed One of Rondra, is staying at, where is it here? It's the Hall of the Dragon Slayer, which is, I think it's here. Q3? Where are you here? Where's that G3? I cannot see very well. Well, in any event, he's staying at basically a warrior monastery temple for Rondra, which left Garen to go and find his own place. Fortunately, by going to a tavern, we did get to learn that there are some pretty fun rules for gambling in the game.
That's right. Yeah. Garen was doing some gambling.
Now, did we give a name to the name of the pub that you're staying at? Because I actually found one. Since our last session, have been making liberal use of Google Translate to translate over a not insignificant amount of the Riverlands source book so that I can know. So I've got a name of a place, if you don't know, called the... where is it here?
Yeah, I don't remember one.
Okay, so then it is... Oh, wrong. The Last Junk. And The Last Junk is called... so, I mean, partly because, it may be a reference to a boat, but more likely, one of the things that is quite common in the mountains is because it's difficult to bring horses up some of the mountain passes, what often happens for the outlying communities is these junkmen will fill up wicker baskets full of shit and trade goods and whatnot. They'll make their hike up into the mountains and do all their trading there. It's a regular part of, rural Koshite life. And it's more named after that. So, like, there are folks who are staying here. You are in one of the central districts, a place that was affected by the fires from the Allegrim in Lakeview. So not necessarily far from the Temple of the Dragon Slayer. We're going to come to Gilvana and Siberian in a moment. But tell us what, when you separated with Elwene, and you started making your way through the, the slowly growing darker alleyways of Kosh. Angbar. One of the other interesting things about Angbar is industry goes all day. There's the sound of building and forging and whatnot all day until you hit 5 o'clock, and then the bells at the Temple of Ingerim or Angrosh will ring, and everybody stops working.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this weird kind of hush, assuming you guys sort of broke with your meeting with them maybe around that time or maybe a little later. You are moving your way through, and again, you're reminded just how many dwarves there are here. At 1 in every 4 person that kind of bumps by you is a little dwarf. So it's busier than it looks necessarily because you're standing so much taller than a lot of the folks that are in here.
Right.
What's going through your mind having heard about this task? You're not from here, so obviously your dog isn't in the fight of, the royal family of the principality, but it's a pretty big task that's been put on your shoulders.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that, honestly, what he would be thinking about is, like, we need more help. Like, this is not safe. There's orcs. There's maybe even ogres. Like, what is this? We're too small of a company. We could use a few more allies for a journey like this. I'm used to traveling in a much bigger group than, just the two of us.
Yeah, as a mercenary, I don't doubt that you have good understanding of the value of numbers.
Having somebody watching your back, this is... He doesn't want to die on this mission, that's for sure.
Always a good plan.
He's after coin, not trouble.
Yeah. So when you walk back into the last junk, you can find that it has started to pick up. It is you know what? Hold on, Jeff. This one's for you, buddy. Where's my random table of what's going on in the bar?
Oh.
Also, I love... I don't want to say it's because it's a German game, but I have 5 pages of different alcoholic beverages and how they interact with the intoxication rules.
Amazing.
It's fantastic. All right, so why don't you give us... Let's see here, where is it? Name. Give us a D20 roll, please. If you don't want to type it in, just click one of your things. Oh, okay, 12. It's got some empty seats, but it is difficult finding an empty table in here. And what is the event for tonight? Hobbs, would you give us a D20 roll, please? Last time they were in here was a sporting event. And it seems that people are already here once again to start planning for... There was not a regatta, but like some kind of rowing event that happened on the lake recently. And the local team that hangs out here, or at least its fans, did not see a success. So they were bemoaning it. Seems as if they're planning about what they're going to do better next time. Maybe it's a local supplied thing too. So there'll be like rowers and whatnot among the people who are here. This district is mostly like working class and whatnot anyway, folks who work down at the docks. So it's not unthinkable to think that among them, there may be people who compete in kind of like, the equivalent of like dragon boat teams, I think, George, you've lived in Vancouver for a time, so that is very big in corporate culture there.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on in here. Tonight is that there's a lot of talk about that, but there is, of course, still gambling going on. What are you doing, Karen? The mage is apparently running late, so you may have a day or two to kill, but you kind of need to be on notice and available for when the count says it's time to go.
I think I'm gonna look around for anyone who looks like they are, not from here. This is, not their home, because I don't think it's harder to recruit. I'm looking for outsiders, basically.
I think it's so. I will tell you this on a narrative level. You don't need to find an excuse to try and bring you guys together. Like don't worry about that. So
see why he's doing it. Like he's an outsider here, so he's looking for other people who are here to talk to.
The reason I mention that is because Indra Angbar is a pretty big trade center, so you're going to see, in all likelihood, a lot of different folks who don't seem to.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So but what you can see is someone. Hobbs, would you give us a gambling check, please, at challenging?
Oh my! All right. Is that a physical?
Gambling is under. I think it's knowledge.
Knowledge. Yep. All right, let's see what happens.
Okay, you hear kind of a cry, and the only person in the area where folks are gambling, the only person with a smile on her face is the woman who is taking the silver dollars from the center of the table. And Hobbs, why don't you tell us what Garen would see as he looks over and sees what Gilvana has brought in?
When you what game are we playing? Some kind of card game, or
yeah, there's a couple of different card games. The one that is, where is it here? There are tavern games, drinking games, dice games, card games. Boltan, also called Five Aces, is the most popular card game.
That sounds cool.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow I think, this is there's what we call the Horasian woman. Looks stylish, but wearing worn clothing. But at one time, it looks like it was probably more valuable. Maybe a little weary from recent arrival as well, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Happy to have scored some money, because it may be a keen eye would recognize that she's been down on her luck. She wouldn't normally be as dirty or have her clothes as ragged as they are. It doesn't seem like.
So maybe she's trying to win some money to get back on her feet.
Maybe more desperate than she would like anyone to know.
You'd see that someone, kind of gets up. The like I said, seats are available, but a whole table is gone. If you want to get in on the gambling action tonight, you might as well take that seat while you can.
Absolutely, yeah. Okay. I'd love to play. I'd love to gamble.
So you sat up.
Cards or dice tonight there?
Cards this evening.
Cards, yes.
And I think it is. Yeah, depending on how hard you want to go here, Old Angbar and Stout, which is pub. This place is too much of a. Angbar and Bach is what is served here, which is extraordinarily strong. If you fail your carousing check, you get 3 levels of intoxication.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And I'll remind you that when you hit 4 levels of any one trait, you become incapacitated. So,
right.
If you did, there is a drink minimum, that is here.
Yeah, I'll get a drink and I'll gesture at the open seat.
Okay.
Mind if I join for some cards?
And they look up, please, we need our luck to change. This says this hill dwarf who is sitting among them. Just because I have the thing, I'm going to put a little serving girl up here. There is a 400-page character book that just has like a bunch of professions, which are kind of like templates that you can use to build your characters. And I mentioned before we started, like the wide variety of kinds of characters you can play in this. This is from one of the character professions you can play if you want to play serving, or you want your campaign to be about that. So, you know, if you're dying to run your fantasy cheers campaign, boy, do I have the game for you.
Nice.
Siberian, would you kindly, where's my, I don't think it's actually on the screen here. So there is a unfortunate, before I slander it, let me double check here. Yeah, there isn't a skill list on the thing. I think it's perception in this game. Or is it awareness?
I think there is a perception.
Well, perception's under physical, I think.
Let's see. Yes, yes, it is.
Okay.
Here we go. What kind of roll is it?
This will be easy.
Easy. Okay. Here we go. Okay.
Okay.
One level success.
So you see the this looks like, I mean, he could be from Kosh, he could be from one of the northern provinces. He sits down. There is coins that he kind of puts out as part of his, you know, stake in the game. You have not yet seen what you were looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll come back to what you're looking for just a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, and I think as he's sitting there, he has ordered a drink because he knows he needs to, but he's not drinking it.
Yeah. Okay.
He's
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
You know, keeping his, you know, eyes out.
And this is where there's a little bit of deference. You know, if you're sure you don't want anything else, Master?
I'm fine. Thank you.
Very good. So, Gilvana, what, I'm assuming there is probably a story behind why you had to leave North Marches and make your way over here. As you said, you're kind of down on your luck. Do you have a plan beyond just like setting, catching your breath in Angbar and then figuring out what's available, or?
I think probably in the North Marches, she was already running to get from, you know, where she came before, and maybe ran in afoul to some of the criminal underworlds in the town that she was in. And so now she's come here to Angbar, and she wants to start there as opposed to end there this time.
Got it. Yeah. Well, and you hear, it's interesting. I think you've heard that the god Fex, who's kind of like the trickster, you know, god or whatnot. There is actually, Fex is not only a god who favors thieves and whatnot. They also favor merchants, and there is different sort of aspects. There is a temple to Fex here too. So maybe you've come expecting that. Well, maybe there's gonna be a little of a nudge, wink, wink. Like, yeah, we're worshiping you know, we're benefiting merchants, but really there's something else going on. And maybe, you know, you could, this is probably a place where you can kind of get a sense of, you know, what, get your pulse on the city, as it were. So over the next couple of hours, Garen, what are you doing? Gilvana, what are you doing? And Siberian, what are you doing? And what I'm asking is, what kind of things do you want to achieve over the course? Do you want to make some money gambling? Do you want to get a little bit of a lay of the land? Do you want to try and send something? What I can tell you, Siberian, is that there is something you are looking for that you think has come here. I will tell you that you may notice your character does not have a lot of like streetwise or social skills or whatnot on a sheet. I think you probably had someone who was helping you with that, who was probably killed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And maybe you've just decided that, because you're fairly fresh out of the college, this is a pretty substantial task that's taking you well away from where you're familiar with. I'll leave it to you to decide why you've carried on with this task when you're lacking in some of the resources that you had and what you plan on doing next. I will tell you, you expected something to reveal itself here.
Okay.
So then, what do you guys wish to do this evening? Gary, trying to make some money, trying to make some friends, trying to...
Yeah,
Get hammered?
both.
What do you-
I think that I'm trying to, suss out what the people are up to and have fun drinking and gambling at the same time. Because why not?
Okay.
Plus, it's easy way to meet people is drinks and good times.
So are you using the gambling to more carouse and whatnot to get to know folks?
To have conversation while he's gambling, not just be focused on the cards, but a bit of a social. So I don't know if that's irritating people if they're serious gamblers or if it's.
Well, and that's what I'm thinking is that if you're trying to do both, like have a foot in both, what I'll do is I'll make you roll for both, and you'll take a penalty to both of them.
Sure.
Okay. So then, why don't you give us a? Let's see here. Let's see who makes up better between you. Sorry, and Gilvana, what are you planning on doing here?
Gilvana is paying enough attention not to win too much nor lose too much, but I think her main focus is like trying to, like you say, get the lay of the land of both criminal and anything really. She doesn't know a ton about this distant land full of dwarves for sure.
Yeah. Okay. And then it sounds like Gilvana is just going to give us a. This is exactly the kind of environment where you're going to want to find this information, so you can make it an easy. Let's make it very easy streetwise check. Garen, you are kind of trying to have it both ways, so let's have you give us a difficult gambling and a difficult streetwise. Wow. Okay, now here, Gilvana, look at your skill points and what you rolled. If you spend a fate point, you can re-roll as many of your dice as you like.
Okay, that's what I'll do. Because, I have a very good chance of making this, and this was just like crazy.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to do that.
Okay. So in that case, you can just roll the whole skill over again at very easy.
That's what I was doing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There you go. So quality level 3. All right. And so, Garen, you've so far failed your streetwise.
Yeah. Oh,
and
I'm doing terrible.
You're gambling. Well, also, Garen is not trained in gambling at all.
No, he's not.
So, first off,
he's not good at it.
Do you want to? Your green bar will be your fate points. So if you,
sorry. Did we get one more yet, or no? From the 9
you
o'clock,
did, but you won't go over your maximum.
Yeah, so I gotcha.
Yeah. Then Garen, do you want a fate point either of those?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a fate point on the streetwise and try to roll under 9 on my security.
Okay. Oh, it should be. Hold up. I think if you're doing it on the.
I'm getting it. I got it the wrong way as well.
Yeah.
Oh, dang it.
There you go. Remember, you could re-roll all as many of them as you like when you spend a fate point.
Oh.
Yeah, any of the dice.
Oh, and it could help because they could go.
That's passed. Yeah, no, it's the sagacity one is the one that failed. But that time, 13 versus a 10, that's actually now 1 degree of success or 1 quality level.
Oh.
Right? Because you got your sagacity. Oh, no, because it's against a 9.
Yeah, it's against a 9.
But against a 9, that's still only 4 off, which means you would have only spent 4 of the 5 skill points. You got 1 quality level of success. There you go.
Take it.
Gilvana got 3 though, so it's not a contest, obviously, but that number is bigger than the other one.
It sort of is.
All right. So, Gilvana, what were you focusing your kind of your interest on?
She really wants to see if this place is maybe, I don't know how long she's been here. She could have just arrived this day or as recently as a couple days, but that's what her hunt has been, is trying to find out like who might hire a burglar or who would be in that line of work. if there's any organizations involved in that. Find a new Mr. Johnson.
Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, you speak the right language. Yeah, you're given the name of a... there's actually... it's by a dwarf who's at the table with you. For one, he is quite keen. Once you sort of, you know how it is, you talk around the issue, and as long as you're in the know, you kind of know what you're talking about, you know?
If you know, you know.
Precisely. And his name is Kurax, son of Agam. And I'll put that in chat for you. I know we all went to school with the Kurax, son of Agam, but, you know.
I was going to say, are you going to put that in the chat? I was going to start writing, but then I was like, nah.
Let me show you what kind of Kurax looks like.
This is the fixer, or this is the dwarf gambler?
It's a guy who can give you the name of somebody. Kurax, son of Agam, the whole like name son of whatever or name some daughter of whatever is the convention for dwarvish naming in the setting. So, yeah, he seems to be in the know. He can provide you an introduction to somebody. So that's one bit of intel you could get. Two more. What are you thinking?
Oh, I get two. All right.
You got 3 quality levels of success.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that's what it meant. I was just like, I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I might as well win some money.
That'll be a gambling. You can't actually do that.
Okay. Yeah, not on Streetwise. Okay.
You were focused on kind of treading water with it. What were the other things you asked about?
I'm looking for a job. I was looking for a fixer, or I just wanted to know anything about the criminal underworld in general, like if there are gangs around, or what actually, if they have guilds, or
what they tell you is, for one, I mean, it's a city on the side of a massive lake. If you can work a rowboat, there's smuggling to be done here, and they ask you where you came in from, and you mentioned the Griffin Pass, and they say, so you've been west and you haven't gone north or south, because Angbar has rebuilt, but north and south of here, it gets a lot less idyllic the more you go away. So depending on what kind of work you might want to do outside, there's plenty of trouble that and opportunity that can be found outside of here. And the final thing they'll tell you is that because both there's a district called Crumming, which is kind of southwest of where Lakeview, where you guys are. Both Lakeview and Crumming were the things that were most affected by the Allegrim. And you would never think, like, if you look around, you would never think that these two districts were burned to the ground, because they've done such a good job of it. But slapping up 2 districts that quickly has also led to a lot of, when there's corruption in that, when things have to be done really quickly, not everyone looks so quickly. So there's lots of things and lots of opportunities that have kind of been occasioned by no one really paying attention to how things have been built up once again. So, if you want to find work that way, Fex has 2 faces, as they say. And while Fex is here, as everything you've heard is about the cleverness of trade, Fex favors people who are clever as well. And there are some who see, taking and getting money by any means is going to be favored by Fex.
Okay.
Garen, you were just asking about, you were looking for people who might want to be looking for work. It does seem like this lady at your table. She might be looking for some work too.
Yeah.
Although, why don't you give us an empathy check?
Uh-oh.
Make it at challenging. And Gilvana, why don't you give us, I think, is it deception?
Fast talk.
Fast talk, yeah.
Ooh. I rolled good for once.
And fast talk at challenging, please. Mm. Do you want to fate point anything there?
I don't think so. I think she's been fairly open.
Okay.
There hasn't been anything like I haven't actually said I've done anything or anything like that. Just been talking about it.
Yeah, and the way that she's been asking, I think, you can't really like show your cards and also keep them up, and by letting it kind of known at the table that what kind of work she's interested in, what kind of people are, you know precisely what kind of person this is.
Right, my kind of person.
Quite possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
Siberian, have you given thought to what you're doing with your time?
Yeah, I have a question. Is it possible that the thing I'm looking for may have been involved in the death of my comrade?
100%.
Okay, so I think I've decided to continue onward without any additional help because it's I feel responsible for that loss.
Yeah.
And also that I know that someone else, an innocent, could be killed, potentially. So I need to press on even without those resources that I left with.
Let me.
So I think that I'm
going to whisper something to you.
Oh, okay, cool.
Which I should have fucking done at the start of this because that would have been easier for you.
Interesting. Okay. All right. So I'm going to. I think I'm primarily sitting at sort of the bar area, so I get maybe up like on a stool or something, so I can kind of look out over the crowd.
Yeah.
So I am clocking everyone that comes in and sort of sizing them up, like based on everything I know about, everything I was trained in, and just trying to get a sense of each person that comes in to see if there's anybody I should keep my eye on as they go about what they're doing. But while I'm doing that, I think I will at one point walk through to the fire, like as if I'm just warming myself.
Yeah.
And I'll take a moment to look at all the tables.
Okay.
And
Give
all
us
the gambling going on or whatever.
A challenging perception check, please.
Righty. Okay, here we go. Yeah.
That is a very impressive. You rolled pickpocket, not perception.
Oh,
you're really bad at that too.
Oh man. Okay, good.
Now you guys know what George whispered back to me.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so I could spend a fate
to reroll whichever ones you'd like.
So it looks like the only one that makes sense would be my intuition. Is that
sure?
Correct. Okay. So I'm going to spend a fate to do that. Let me go over to intuition here. There it is. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay, so that is 1 degree of success, or 1 quality level. What you can see, because you have seen some of these before, you're kind of looking around at people who are, paying people off for things. There are, prostitution is going to be going on in the pub as well, so there's some exchange of coins there. You also happen to go to near the gambling table, and of course, like anyone being too snoopy is going to get a harsh words put to them because someone else might think that you're in league with the people that are here. But you can see that in the pot that is there, are one or two of the things that you are looking for.
Hmm.
And if you look, you realize it's kind of been mingled here. And you know that some people have come and gone from this, so it's very difficult to tell. The way that this type of thing goes with the people who are gambling here, they're probably, some might be locals, but mostly it's going to be folks that are staying here. So at the very least, you know that whoever has these things and whatever is going to come from that, it's probably going to happen here.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right. Well, I'm definitely going to keep my eye on this table. I'll continue my, it probably happens at some point during my walk through. So I'll continue my walk just in case, they've made their way, like somebody left one table, went to a different table, and might have brought some with them or something. Just double check. But then I'll come back past and go back to my stool. But now I'm like trying to not make it look like I'm like staring. Yeah. But I'm definitely going to be keeping my eye on that table and those specific coins.
Okay. Why don't you give us, let's see here, I think it's going to be a stealth check. And why don't challenging, and then, no, hold on, it's a pretty busy pub, so why don't you give us a stealth check at easy, and then Garen and Gilvana give us a perception check at difficult. Got one level success there, our quality level.
Yeah,
I forgot to change the difficulty. It doesn't matter. It's terrible.
Oh, okay.
Wait, where's perception? Where's perception?
It's under physical.
Physical.
Oh, physical. Oh, there it is.
Those are some tall rolls.
And it'll be difficult.
There's a lot of skills.
Yeah. Okay. Now, the favor goes to the ties go to the defender, I believe here. So let me take a look. Which means you would need to spend a fate point to get one extra level of success, Siberian, if you wish to remain concealed from Garen.
Right. So that's one of the uses of a fate point is to increase my quality level.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. Okay. I think I will do that because we're going to be spending. We're coming up on another fate point.
Yep.
So I'm going to spend one.
And when has Kev ever, made you exhaust your narrative meta currency before a fight in a new game ever before?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Because your quality level is one higher than what Garen's got. Garen, you're just not. I mean, obviously, you could spend a fate point to try and bump yours up too, but I'm assuming you don't want to spoil Siberian's fun.
No,
let's spend all of our fate points.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Back and forth.
Guys are playing DC Heroes again now. So. That's, I mean, otherwise, that is the sort of the extent of the evening. Like, Galvana's got some good contacts here. Garen, if you wish to sort of make it known that you have an opportunity as well, you could certainly let her know.
Yeah, I think I would just sort of mention it. I wouldn't be pressing anyone, but I would be around the general conversation of the table would be like, I've got a job coming up kind of thing. Just talk, maybe not any specifics, just that, might be looking for help. Don't know yet. That kind of thing. Like being casual about it, not being pushy. To see if he gets approached, right? Just kind of fishing, gently fishing, chumming the water, so to speak.
And what's the impression that Garen makes on Galvana? What would she see by seeing him?
I'm not sure. It depends. I guess.
Sorry, no, I'm more asking Jeff or what, so he can describe his character for you.
Oh, I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
What
does she see in Garen?
I mean, we've only been here. This is only our second night here, so he's kind of looks road traveled still too as well. I don't think he's bothered to shave at this point, so he's kind of got this gruffy beard but someone who's looking for a good time, clearly, I think is what you would see. He's quick to smile and cheers people and sort of ingratiate himself to strangers.
I'm pretty sure that's Garen grabbing that lady in the illustration.
Yeah.
That is very much what he's like, laughing and flirty and friendly with everyone, basically.
Yeah.
All right. And is he obviously an outlander as well? Far? It sounds like he came from a long ways away, just as Gilvana did.
He's actually. I think because you're from.
Siberian is who I'm thinking of, maybe.
Oh, Siberian will definitely, but you guys haven't seen him yet,
right? Yeah.
Gilvana, give us a. Let's say a very easy empathy check.
Empathy. Let's go.
See if you can place the accent here.
Sure. There we go. Oh, yeah. That was one of the very easy, you said?
Yes, please.
All right. Got it.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, so quality. Well, he's a Midden-Realmer. And you would guess it, one of the northern, but you can't really place what province he's from. So the Midden-Realm stretches kind of all the way across the center of Aventuria, and he's from somewhere in one of the northern ones. Maybe here, maybe it's the North Marches is kind of right next to here. So if he is from one of those northern, those are some of the places that were hit by the orc hordes the worst. So it may not surprise you that he's a bit of a traveling vagabond now. Or if he's from northern Kosh, for that matter. Same thing. Could be, out and about.
Either way, it's a good thing, because I know that he wouldn't have come from where I came from, which 100%. Is where my trouble is.
He is definitely not a Horasian. Yeah. So
that is good. And I think that she would show some interest, like, what kind of work are you looking for? Do we need to talk about it somewhere else?
Right. Well, I'll be here tomorrow. Kind of thing.
It's probably wound down. If you guys want to step outside to Kashmir and talk to her.
Or we could go outside. Yeah, that's true.
All right. Sounds good.
So, if the two of you step outside, what you can see, Siberian, is both the man and the woman who are at the gambling table. They scoop up. Each of them has at least one of what you're looking for in their spoils, and they seem to step outside.
I am going to try to surreptitiously follow them.
Yep. Okay. We're going to carry your success before with your stealth. So we'll assume you're kind of lurking, watching what goes on. So the two of you step outside, and the one thing that's, this might, no, because you're not next to a lake. It's the capital of your homeland is inland. And you're inland too, but so it might surprise both of you just how much it cools off. When you step out, there's that evening breeze that's coming off the lake that just feels like, it's pleasant. It's the late spring right now. No, it was the early summer, so it's coming towards, there's a period of 5 days called the Nameless Days that are in the center of the year. So those leftover hours, each month is named after one of the gods here, and then right in the middle of the summer, there are the Nameless Days, when it's said that the Nameless One can, and all of his minions get up to all sorts of shenanigans, which is a really kind of understating way of talking about how corrupting. There are books of the Nameless One that by reading them, they begin to drive you insane. It's a very Lovecraftian kind of thing. And the game has mechanics for how that progresses. So it is, cool. Yeah, it's a very, very cool way of implementing that. But you guys step outside. The breeze hits you. What do you talk about? Whew.
Okay, just so I'm clear, Kevin, we've been hired by the Count and his uncle.
Yep.
To escort a mage? Is this correct?
You're escorting a mage up to the dwarven kingdom of Koshchim. You'll be traveling by way of what was it called? Here, I think this is the map we were looking at. Oh, hold up. I got something neat to show you. Let me show you. This is what I mentioned. So her name is Anna Gerhand. And
That's the mage?
Anna, check out this, guys. This is what Ingolf's student did. Like, not for us or whatnot. This is what she did for her campaign.
They totally look like the Middle Earth.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so let me just position this so it's kind of in the same region. But yeah, you can see there, guys.
And Elwyn is my friend, right?
And sorry?
Elwyn is Dave's character?
Elwynna, yep, that's Dave's character. Yeah. And John's character, Talion, is actually the mage you're going to be escorting.
Oh, right, that we haven't met yet.
Yeah. So the plan is you guys are going to go from Angbar through Steinbrücken, take a boat up to either Oberangbar or to where's not Nauersbruck? There is a Rondra something or other that's around here. Get off here, make your way up to Wengenholm, and then from there up to Kostjam.
All the way to Kostjam. Okay.
If you are curious what Kostjam looks like, guys, let me show you this cool.
Can we imagine it's a ruin, right?
This is what it was like in better days. And there are subterranean highways that run between the dwarven kingdoms. The dwarves have been here, like I said, at least 1,000 years longer than humans have been. So the dwarves are a much older people. And we were talking before we went live too about the elves. The elves are said to have stepped out of light. That is how they entered this world. So, so that's an answer to where you were going.
Kostjam. Yeah, so I will relay all of this sort of. I can do that too.
Okay.
Galvania, outside. Yeah. My friend Elwene had a contact here, and we've been hired by the Count and his uncle to escort a mage through the forest and up the mountains to Kostjam.
What you would know, Gilvana, about Blessed Ones of Rondra, each of the churches in the setting, there are different factions within the church and different ones that emphasize different things. Some Blessed Ones and followers of Rondra see her in the kind of protector role, where she is the strong who needs to protect the weak. But there are some who think that who are in that church who think the strong should just dominate because they're strong. So they're not necessarily going to be defeating or oppressing the weak or slaughtering them or whatnot, but they may demand that they have a privileged place in comparison to them. So, which is to say, you're not when he says that he's traveling with a Blessed One of Rondra, that could mean a whole lot of different types of people. This guy seems pretty chill from the sounds of things, but a Blessed One of Rondra, it could be like a paladin. It could be also a noble who, or a noble warrior who demands that every non-noble warrior treats them the way that Ashigaru would in a Japanese setting, right? Where they can kill them if they're impertinent or whatever. So,
yeah,
it's difficult.
Sounds dangerous. Is that anytime soon that you're planning on that? I was looking for something more.
Mage is arriving in a few days, and then once we are stocked up, we shall head out. There is some danger, but there's also coin to be made. And, the more of us there are, the safer it will be.
I can't say that really is necessarily what my particular abilities lean best towards, but it's certainly something I'll keep in mind, and perhaps we can continue over gambling
It is.
in the next day or
There's
two.
another thing to
Of
consider
course.
too. If this guy, he said that it was the Count. That's
Yeah,
got
that
to be.
sounds a pretty big deal.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
a big deal. That's got to be some deep pockets.
Yes.
Neither of you need to. Well, here, why don't Gilvana and Garen, why don't you each give us a very easy perception? Actually, and Siberian, each give us a very easy perception check, please. I just want to see who hears this first.
Hmm. Well, not Garen. He's too busy pumping the tires for this job.
It's that dwarven Bach that you had, I think, is the problem. So it is Gilvana who you hear it first. It sounds very far away at first, but it sounds like someone just fucking screaming in rage. And then it seems to suddenly get closer, almost as if someone was like, not running, but like riding on a wagon or carried on a horse. They're screaming and approaching so quickly. And you realize you can't hear a horse or a wagon. So you sort of look over to the alleyway, and out of the darkness, and what seems to suddenly manifest is, this will not match perfectly with what I'm describing here, because it is much, much angrier.
Oh.
But there are, I use these as a frame of reference for how diaphanous and obviously otherworldly these things are. There are two men, seemingly translucent, who manifest about maybe 10 yards away. And they seem to come out of nowhere as if they are running and charging in. Neither of you needs to make a roll. You are both familiar with what the unquiet spirits are like. Gilvana, do you have any points in, I think it's magical lore?
So probably not a ton, because she isn't one. I have 1 SP in magical lore.
Give us a challenging magical lore check. Garen, you can give us one as well. Siberian, you're not going to need to roll because you know precisely what these things are.
Challenging, you said?
Challenging, please, yeah. Okay. So what you know is that these are spirits. Siberian, what you know, these are unquiet, unsettled spirits bound to something here and drawn from the third sphere. In this setting, the cosmology is that there are a series of, the planes are thought of as a series of different spheres, and these are from the sphere of afterlife. They manifest, and guys, before we take our mid-session break, let's have everyone roll initiative. And I can't remember if you need to click on your token or not.
Just in case.
Okay.
Where'd you guys find initiative at?
It's under combat.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is this D6?
Yeah, it's a D6 plus whatever your score is.
You do not have to select your character.
Nice.
Cool.
Okay.
For the record, I did a test.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay, let me roll for this thing.
I might not know what it is or really see it very well, but I'm ready for it.
Let's see, Siberian, why don't you give us a magical lore check with at very easy, because you have actually, I think,
Very
researched this and done. So the reason we're doing this, guys, because there's actually, I really love this. Every one of the adversaries and monsters and stuff in the bestiary or the other supplements that have bestiary stuff, they've got different quality levels for learning information about different things.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. Why don't we take our
You said very
mid-session?
easy, Kev?
Do you want to take our? Yeah, very easy. Yeah.
Okay, I'll just roll it and then. Ooh, there we go.
Here's what you know. These are known as either rage ghosts or spirits of vengeance. Vengeful spirits are the spirits of particularly vindictive and angry deceased people, and they have one goal: revenge on those who, in their opinion, have wronged it. And you know that these things are keyed to the coins that are currently in Garen, or that were in Garen and Gilvana's belts. You know from past experience those coins will have vanished, and until these things are abjured back to the third sphere, they will try to kill both Garen and Gilvana.
Okay.
So with that happy news, let me roll initiative for them, and then we'll take our mid-session break. Go. Their initiative. Ooh. Okay. Not 233. Madison, quit cheating. Okay. The Rage Ghosts are up first, but first, let's take our mid-session break, guys, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about how you're going to try and save yourselves here. So for those listening at home, we'll be back in about 5 minutes.
Ooh, what's Jeff drinking?
This is the Lagavulin Distillers Edition. It's the newest one, so I think it's probably like the 2024 one.
I don't know what Lagavulins is.
Lagavulin, it's just a brand of Scotch.
Okay, it's Scotch, because that looks like a Glencairn. Is that not a Glencairn?
Yeah, it is.
So Scotch's best thing is in a Glencairn as well?
Yeah.
Is it very peaty?
Yeah, this one's very peaty.
Yeah, I don't know how much I like that yet. I had one. I like Glenlivet's, like a nice Glenlivet's 12 or something. I like that.
Yeah.
That wasn't very peaty. That's like kind of light and crushable, you know?
Yeah. It's sort of an acquired thing a little bit. Once you like it, then, you know, it's nice to have. But yeah, it's powerful, that's for sure. And what have you got? Some kind of tea or something?
That's coffee that I'm drinking.
Or coffee. Oh man, I can't drink coffee at this time of night.
Oh, it's decaf.
Oh, decaf. Okay.
And I was gonna grab a bourbon, but then I was like, then I might want to get up and grab another one, and then it'll be like I'll be up and down, and I might fall asleep.
All right.
Forgot to unmute myself. I'm yapping away here. I'm like,
Oh,
sorry, guys.
So I had Darwin and the dog both needed things.
All right.
oh shit.
Now there is these things are up first, so bear with me a second. I need to grab
These dirty things.
oh, you know what, dang it, I've got my monster cards for this, but did not bring them. Next time. Let's see.
What's your dog's name, George?
Hattie, which is a nickname actually, although we never call her this. It's short for Manhattan. Yeah,
Nice.
but she's a rescue, and she's blind, so
No.
she gets around great. is kind of amazing. She uses her head. Every time we go somewhere, she maps out the room with her head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she learns the room, and she can get around without a problem, unless you start moving furniture, putting something new in the way. Yeah, it is kind of amazing. Like I was surprised that she does so well, and she's happy. Like she wags her tail, and she's despite that doing very well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So first thing, these things are going to do, because I think we're up first here, is to what is Garen's spirit?
Is that like the number below the 1? Spirit of 1?
Spirit of 1. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So then
I got spirit. How about you? Sorry.
Okay. Then. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Let's see here. So this first one, it continues bellowing, and as it approaches you, Garen, there is a wave of terror that just slams into you.
Uh-oh.
And they have it at... Eight. Boy. Oh boy. You are slammed with 2 levels of fear.
Oh no.
Yeah. And that will be for...
Is there a place to mark that?
So if you go to your
States.
states.
Oh, state. There it is.
Just tick it up to you're at fear 2.
There. I think that. Wait. Didn't do anything. Oh, there. No, it stayed.
Okay. And Gilvana.
There we go.
Yeah. So you have it at 2 levels.
Yeah, I have it marked at 2. I just...
Perfect. Okay. And then Gilvana, what is your spirit?
1 as well.
1 as well. Okay.
Same thing.
Actually, no. You are only affected by 1 level of fear, as the other one surges forward and just this is like, almost a jump scare personified at this point. It is nothing but rage and pending violence from the way it seems. Garen, you were up. What are you doing?
Well, I don't know what this thing is, and I don't like what it just did to me, so I'm going to draw my sword and interpose it between me and the thing that has scared the shit out of me.
You got it. Okay. So your sword is out, and you have it interposed between the two. Gilvana.
Like you say, a jump scare. So I was thinking that, I'm not sure. I feel like we're almost like on a porch or something.
Yeah, you're kind of like near the side of a building.
Is it like a covered area or not at all?
Yeah, it could
like
be.
You can parkour up on top of a roof to try to get away, or
I mean, you could try, but like I think your movement when you're climbing, the game is fairly simulationist in that sense. This is not a...
I didn't know how good an 8 is.
It's pretty good. Like you could definitely try, depending how many quads, and you got stuff. If you want to try and get on it, like just get some distance between you and this. It is I think it's a body control for climbing. Let me take a look here. Here we go. Skills.
And if you think that's like not really within this particular genre, that makes sense.
No, it's
to me
definitely
as well.
Like one of the neat things with the characters being particularly good at stuff, when you've got a lot of skill points in something, that's where you're able to transcend it, to get yourself a little, to be the badass hero, and your character's not a super melee combatant, nor
No. Yeah.
wizard combatant. And that fear, if you've got that marked, it'll be acting as a penalty for your skill checks too.
So I have climbing and I have body control.
Climbing is what we'll look for then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you just want me to hit this climbing?
Yeah, climbing
what
and...
level?
Ooh, let me tell you. Hold up. I've got modifiers. So I don't need to... I'm taking a look at the companion book. Typically, you just pick kind of like between 1 and 3 as a modifier, but I just would like some guidance from here. Think you can get a +2 on this, which I think you can enter on the modifiers. When you click on the whatever, the skill.
+1 or +3?
That's if you're setting the difficulty of it. There should be another place to add modifiers to the... Let me take a look.
Oh. Well, there are, but I'm not sure. Is this an agility modifier? Because it's like got blank courage, not courage, probably agility,
No, it is
strength,
courage.
SP, QL.
Yeah, no, you gotta, that's one of your stats is courage. For climbing, it'll be
agility.
courage, agility, strength. So it'll be for each of those courage, agility, strength minus or +2. And remember, don't put the plus sign in, just the 2.
Just put a 2, right?
Yeah, 2 for courage, agility, and strength.
Oh, interesting. All right. Oh, nice.
2 yeah, nice. All right. So then, yeah, you with 2, you're actually getting up there much faster. So I think it's a quarter of your speed. What is your move?
Oh, my move would be probably under 9.
9. Okay, so you've leapt up and kind of like, scrambled up, and you're now on top of this thing. And this thing is looking on top of the overhang, and this thing is looking down, looking at you. Siberian, what are you doing?
First question is, do I know if these ghosts can be harmed by physical weapons?
Good question. Physical weapons, typically not. But things that are blessed, that are magical, like both your bound sword and your bound staff. One of the things you do as when you become a mage, at least a guild mage, is you have a bound staff for most of the wizards. It's basically indestructible. Dragon fire can destroy that. Submersion in a elemental fire might destroy it. Otherwise, it's completely immune. Ditto for your sword, which is atypical for wizards. It's not usual. You have both of those in your hands or other people's hands. Those will damage these things. They still won't affect it. Unfortunately, something blessed by a priest of Boron would do full damage on these, but otherwise, no. They are still affected by some spells as well. I don't think by paralyze.
No, I'm thinking of casting Heptagramma, which banishes ghosts. However, the casting time is 8 actions, which I can reduce to 4, which I'm going to do, but I'm afraid that my 2, the 2 targets of their wrath will not be able to defend themselves.
They will be. What you know is when these things do, like apart from whatever magical stuff they've done, you would know enough about these things with the quality levels you rolled before that it basically, whenever a monster or whatnot makes use of something against someone, that is the same as casting a spell. It's effectively the same manifestation, and it can be countered in the same way as well. So if you have things that would remove fear from people, which I believe you do with that witch thing, that would benefit you. And you also could use, what the heck? I think that's it. I think that there is another one. I think
that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, what I was originally going to do is I had a way to banish certain things from objects.
Yeah.
I was gonna, well, heptagram lets you banish from objects as well.
Yep.
And I was going to do that. That's why I came outside. But more pressing concerns at the moment.
And what you know from past experience, some of these things is what killed your last ally. They can be defeated by being battered down with the with magical or blessed objects. But they have to, because they have to manifest when they're attacking. They can parry or they can dodge to avoid getting affected by these things. But they will, I mean, these things can manifest and harm the living. If you batter these things down, what you expect is that they're going to return back into their bound object. So you have two ways of defeating these things. Batter them down so they lose their corporeal form, or complete the invocation.
All right, I think what I'm gonna do is because of his personality, I think he's just really like completely focused on getting rid of these things. Like that is what he does. He's an exorcist. Like he's got to remove these things entirely from the plane of existence.
Yeah.
So he is going to just start casting heptagramma, but he's going to cast it at a reduced casting time. So instead of 8, it'll be 4.
Okay.
Which will increase my difficulty of doing it, but I'm pretty good at this. So that is my plan. If something changes, I'm assuming I can just stop the casting. Like
can just stop the casting. Yeah.
Actions.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what you,
so I'm gonna,
you do, because you're a guild mage, you will need to be speaking and like gesturing throughout this. If you want to say something to these two strangers first, because I think that isn't with hexagramma, it's got to be like they got to be within a certain distance.
Well, I can. So the problem is, I can choose to do 1 or 2 targets. The distance is range of 8 yards. So not too bad. So I will stay, and I know that they're after the 2 people who had the coins. So I'm not feeling like I have to get away. In fact, I'm probably getting closer.
Okay.
So
but what I more mean is that you've seen the one of these people, this woman has just jumped up to the top. If she runs away, this thing's going to pursue her. You may want to give them a heads up of like, they need to be close to me,
Yeah. No, yes, totally. Yeah, so I'm going to call out and say, I will exorcise these ghosts. Do not tread far from me, for I will not be able to target them if they are too far.
And then he begins to start into his invocation.
I will say that I got a big pentagram on my robe there.
Yeah. Yeah. If you both want to give us a challenging magical lore check.
So we may not even know that he's a learned master, is what you're saying.
You know he's a mage. He's carrying a staff. He's carrying a sword. He's beginning to cast magic. He's definitely that. I just want to know whether you guys would recognize that he's from what school or college he's from.
Challenging, you said?
Yes, please. Okay.
We are very skilled.
Really impressive roll there, Garen. Okay.
Trust me.
So then, top of the round, these things get to go again. Now, I've got another neat spell that it can try and use on you. There's tons of options with each of the adversaries, especially for these things that are, can vary differently or vary dramatically over what they can do. There's a list of different kinds of things they or kinds of different abilities and manifestations they can do. The rage ones, for instance, can make use of the Motoricus spell, which is effectively telekinesis. So, Gilvana, we'll start with you this time. What is your toughness?
Oh, shoot. Toughness is 0.
Okay.
Shit.
So then...
Can I dodge?
It's actually going to be a feat of strength you're going to roll. That's one of your skills.
That's even better, I'm sure.
Okay, so I got 3 levels, or 3 quality levels here, but I need to beat yours.
Jeez.
Yeah, but that's going to be hard for me to get.
It was 9 o'clock not long ago, so you should have got another fate point.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Check.
But if you've already got 4, you don't get any others.
Challenging, did you say? Sorry.
It'll be challenging, yes, please. Because it's a contested rule.
Ooh.
Oh, that's really not that far off.
No. So what do I have to? I can buy points, or I have to re-roll, and that's all I can do.
I mean, like, if you buy, you're currently... you failed right now, and you can't buy from fail to a success. You need to get at least a success before you start buying quality levels. So you would have to, I think it's at 14 is your problem there. Yeah, your strength.
Oh, yep. Okay.
So if you want to re-roll, spend a fate point and re-roll your strength, that's the only one that you need to succeed on. You got a 55% chance of succeeding on it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem very good.
I think you can do it.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Okay, so that is a success with 1 level. So 1 quality level means there is... they got a net of 2, which means...
I'm the defender, so I need 1 more.
No. The actor needs 1 more. Ties go to the defender. So if you did happen to roll 2 quality levels, unfortunately, you're not that... You're at least not used to, exerting your strength, and this is a pretty potent adversary. So then you are not able to prevent them, but they move you... Quad level plus 2... They're able to move you 4 yards, which I think is probably off the side of that thing, and you're
like
going to fall down.
Or something.
We're going to check the falling rules here, because I assume this is one of the things, because I joke, because it's a German game, they're going to have an answer to everything, but it's really more a matter of it having 5 editions, Let's see here. It has really learned from its predecessors. Each yard roll 1d6 damage. So it's probably what, 2 yards, I think, to get to the
yards?
eaves trough. Yeah. Armor cannot prevent. You can give us a body control check though. At challenging.
Yeah.
Each quality level reduces the falling damage by 2 damage points.
Body control.
Holy shit! 3. So give us a 2d6 roll, and then minus 3 from that.
Oh no! Oh. Can I reroll these dice with a fate point?
I mean, technically you can reroll damage rolls. Like, no joke. I don't think it's fate points. I don't think are restricted to be spent on your rolls. Like, that is one cool thing about them. So yeah, go ahead and reroll your damage.
That is rough. All right.
Hey, there you go. So 5 points. 5. So for your red bar, subtract 5. I think you've got 1 pain level now. Because if it's a quarter of your... No, maybe not. It's a quarter of your hit points.
1/5.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so you're not there yet. So you hit the ground, but it's not as bad as it could have been. Garen, with your blade out, this spectral soldier... maybe I could find something a little more intimidating. You know what? Fuck it. We'll use Theater of the Mind. I don't want to reset up the tokens once again. This thing is going to surge forward at you and try and attack. And it is going to go for broke with a big, powerful blow, which means I'm taking a pretty substantial penalty to my hit. So, let's see here. Oof. Let's see. That is a miss. So it swings its spectral sword at you. You're able to dodge out of the way. But you can hear, as a mercenary, you know the sound of steel being swung in the air. And in spite of this thing, you being able to see through it, you can hear that steel moving past you. Garen, what are you doing?
I mean, my reaction is to try and hit it with my sword.
Go right ahead.
That is close combat attack.
Yeah, it's the first dice on the left there, next to your whatever your longsword is. Big hit. It does not even try and
do
dodge
anything to it. Yeah,
because it passes right through it. Unfortunately.
that's kind of what he was worried about.
Yeah. Gilvana, you're currently prone. What are you doing?
I am gonna stand and where in the heck is the pentagram man? Is he nearby us?
Very within 8 yards right now.
I guess can I move? I'm fighting this thing. I don't really like. I would have to fight it with a dagger.
What you could do if you want to like scramble to your feet is your move, and then draw your dagger. That's your action for the round. But yeah, you could use your dagger, the parry score, the on combat under close combat, whatever the number is in your green. That's your parry chance.
Okay, so that at least maybe. Well, they haven't really attacked me physically yet, but they did just attack Garen that way, right? So
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'm going to prepare for that.
And then one thing you can do in combat, you can, I believe, fight. You can be on the defense, which gives you a buff. Remember as well, you can spend a fate point to add +4 to your defense.
Yeah.
So if you do need to get defenses up, that's one way to keep yourself safe. And then, let's see here.
There's a dodge as well. Is that only for missile weapons or something? Or
dodge? No, you can use that. It's just that it's not as good of a score. Missile weapons, yeah, dodge is what you're going to use against it. You can try and parry with swords, but like depending on the nature of the missile weapon, it's a significant penalty. Trying to parry or like get your shield in the way of a crossbow is pretty fucking hard. Okay, so then Siberian.
I'm going to continue casting, and I'm not trying to be quiet. Like I'm chanting in this strange language. Yeah.
Top of the round, Garen. This thing is going to try and disarm you. It gestures like while it's still some distance away from you. It just sweeps in the air as if it's going to try and knock your weapon out of your hand. Let me see if it. Okay, it succeeded with 3 degrees success again, so give us a feat of strength roll.
Shit.
How do you do those? You just roll from the top?
Feat of strength.
It's a skill.
It's a skill.
Oh, it's a skill.
Physical skill. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking Hyperborea as well, where it's like a different type of class.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Ooh, that's at 19, I'll bet you.
Yeah, I'm gonna re-roll the one.
Okay.
The 19.
So you spent one. You spent two fate points so far, haven't you?
No, it's the first thing I ever
first one.
rolled.
Okay.
What the heck?
I think you. Oh, is this the one that I didn't allow you to? No, you should be able to edit that.
Did you see it change?
Did not.
There
it goes.
There we go.
Wait, save that. Okay. It worked.
So go ahead and roll your strength again.
Okay, that's strength. Come on. Whoa. Yes!
Nice. All right. That's 2 degrees of success. If you spend one more fate point to bump the success level, then you will. Yeah, it won't have beaten you.
Yeah. Dang right, because I'm scared shitless and I don't want to be without my sword.
Remember I mentioned too that you actually have to make a body control roll in order to grab your weapon from the ground in combat?
Oh. Yeah. No. Definitely don't want to drop my sword.
That was the first one. Gilvana, this one is going to charge you now. And it's not even making words. It's just screaming. And it stands forward and swings at you. That is a fumble. Or potential fumble. That is not a fumble. So it swings at you and completely misses you. Garen, you're up.
Well, I've seen that my blade does not hurt it. So I think I'm gonna back away from it. like just like keeping my sword pointed towards it, but like back away, kind of down the alley a bit.
How so? Away from where Siberian is?
A little bit, like I don't know, not necessarily like far, but like I don't know, 5-10 feet. Like I'm moving away to give myself more space.
Okay, so you are engaged right now. Then, so
yeah, I'm trying to unengage from it, basically.
Yeah,
I don't know what the
that is a body control check in order to disengage. So hold up here. That's range combat. Ooh, here's another option you could do: is you could try and get it into an advantageous position where you're going to have +2 to your defenses and -2 to its attacks.
Oh, yeah, that sounds good.
If you do want to disengage, it is a contested... No, it's a body control combat maneuvers check with a penalty equal to the number of opponents.
Oh, okay. So just a penalty of 1.
So what do you want to do? Yeah, do you want to do that to get out of range, or do you want to move into an advantageous position?
I'll attempt... he's frightened, so I think he would just be trying to disengage from it. I don't think he'd be thinking about an advantageous position. He'd be thinking about...
Yeah.
So I'm going to roll body control here.
You got it.
So it's a -1?
-1, yeah. Body control...
So that'd be the same as difficult.
Yeah, that'd be easiest. Oh my... That's a lot of 19s and 20s.
20 and 19. Shit. Wow.
You want to fate point those two?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
So then that's agility and constitution.
Okay.
So let's see. This is agility. Nice.
Okay.
Constitution. Oh.
But by how much, though?
6.
Oof.
He's got a bunch of points, so he's got 7.
Yeah, so that'd be a success by 1. That would be 1 quality level, which is enough to get out of the range.
And I rolled I rolled a 1 on the whatever the
if you roll 2
is. I don't know if that helps.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
2 1s.
So it's very rare, isn't it?
Yeah. Like the crit fails, crit successes are kind of rare. But yeah, Garen, you're able to disengage and move your full up to... I think your move is a 9, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm like... I did hear what Siberian said, so I'm not trying to like lure it away. I'm just trying to like create distance for,
You got it.
Basically out of fear.
Okay.
Let's be clear here.
You've got one of these things in your grill as well. What are you doing?
So, as far as I've concerned, anything I've considered in the past of my magic would not really be a help unless I was speeding myself up, but that takes too long. So,
what? I keep trying to remember what spells you've got. You got the one to speed yourself up.
Yeah, and then one you can kind of turn invisible to one thing that's looking at you, right?
Yes.
But I mean, it takes a long time to cast it.
What is it? That's
4 combat rounds, so I could get it to 2, but it would still take 2 combat rounds.
Yeah. What does Framin do?
That's the lock picking.
Yeah.
When I could spider walk and run up, Acceleratus would actually increase me a lot, but it also takes like 4 combat rounds. That's what it's like.
Oh boy, yeah. So what do you think here? What do you got in your equipment? Do you have anything that would help here?
Well, I was wondering what this divine figure is in my equipment, but I didn't know if that was like something I stole somewhere or.
Yeah, it could be that, or it could be just a something for effects. Because you're kind of living by your wits and whatever type.
Okay, disguise is only a 2. So what's empathy do?
Empathy is to sort of it's kind of like insight in D&D.
Insight. Okay. Yeah. All right. I got you then. I got you. I think I'm just going to like move into defensive and trust that this weirdo who was yelling at us, who I'm not quite sure it is just like move into defensive capabilities here.
Okay. So then, let me see here. So unfortunately, what the lack of those kind of combat abilities tells us is just that you're not,
Yeah, right.
formally
I thought you
trained.
said we could go defensive though and get like a +4.
That's what
or
I'm looking
something.
at. Oh yeah, with your fate point. If you spend a fate point, yes, absolutely. But you could do that. You could spend that at any point. So you could wait till they hit and then decide you're doing that.
Yeah.
Let me see if there's anything else though. I'm just checking in combat. I was looking in the combat section, and then I flipped somewhere else because I am easily distracted. Let's see here. Oh yeah, you could try and do the advantageous position thing. Give us a body control check.
Oh, I forgot we can't really do any of that stuff. Do I want to hit advantageous position or just do the body control check right now?
Yeah, so advantageous control is just it. If you're successful on this, it'll give a bonus of 2 for attack and defense.
Okay, nice. Challenging.
Okay. Challenging, yeah, yeah.
Oh my goodness, what is going
Quality
on?
level
here?
1, you succeed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
nice.
that 19. This is one of the cool
Nice.
things with those skill points is that, like, even if you roll a shitty roll, as long as you got the skill points, you can suck up one of those. And then if you're not happy with it, you can spend a fate point and make it even better. Right now, it's quality level 1, so that's definitely good enough. What do you think you're doing? Are you, like, ducking? Maybe there's a post on the...
That's what I was hoping for, is kind of like moving around objects as it tries to get me, but I don't know if it'll be able to go through them or not or what.
Okay. Then you have +2 to your attacks and defenses. Siberian.
So that's round 3 of casting. So
There we
one
go.
more.
It'll be one more, and then it's off. All right, then this thing. Let's see. Garen. Oof. It did not like you retreating. So I think it is going to.
Everything I do.
It is going to power attack you once again.
Yeah.
It engages in and brings that thing down. You can almost see it, not glowing, but it grows brighter with its hate. That is a hit. So would you like to defend?
I would.
This is where you can spend a fate point to add +4 to your parry if you'd like.
Oh gosh. Yeah. What the heck?
Let me see if you have to spend that before or after. Because if you spend it only after you see the results, then there's absolutely no sense in rolling beforehand, right? Because all you need is a success here.
Okay. Well, I'll roll. I'm willing to spend it before if I need to. So.
Yeah.
I do not want to get hit by this.
Yeah.
You cannot use this option to boost any kind of defense roll you just completed.
Okay, so I use it beforehand.
Yeah.
So this is a +4 then.
+4 in all defenses. Yeah.
Okay, so put 4 in here. All right, here we go.
Look at that.
Ooh.
Okay, now, however, I think I get to roll. If you look on your equipment. I don't. I'm trying to remember if I rolled damage. I might be thinking of Mithras here. Let's see here. Parrying with weapons. Here we go. Yeah, the parry bonus. Oh, right. It's only when it's trying to shield splitter that I actually do damage to it. I think maybe on a crit as well. No. Incredible. So this would have potentially dropped you. So, because you can feel the weight of this thing behind it. It is way stronger than what this, the diaphanous form you cut through would have been. What do we see is you kind of, knock this blow just out of striking you.
It's all very panicked looking, to be honest. It is not skillful. It is just like, I can't let this thing touch me.
Yeah. All right, and then Gilvana, this one is going to try and get to you. That is a hit as well. So you have +2 from the advantageous position. You can choose to dodge or you can choose to parry. if you like, and then you can also spend that fate point to gain +4 to your defenses.
So when I look at this, it says parry for dagger has a 12 and a 7. Is that better than the 12 and the 6 for
the
dodge?
Parry will be the green dice. The attack will be the red dice.
Yeah, there's 2 green dice.
There's 2, and one of them is 12?
One of them's 12 and one of them's a 7.
12 is the one you're going to want to roll.
Okay, so I got a 12 or under chance. I already have a 14 though, right?
I think the other... Oh, no. If you look at your... That's not a 12, that's a 1/2.
Oh.
Yeah. The 7 is what you are rolling.
Okay, so I need to go under a 7.
You're
so
going to get a
fate.
+2 from your advantageous position, and if you spend your fate point, it'll be +6 in total.
Yeah, I'll do that for sure.
Okay.
For sure. Oh, I'm at -2. I should have done that. And then, so I hit this, and then the bonus penalty, I should just put a 6 in there.
Okay.
And then submit.
Nice! What do you think it looks like as this thing is trying to get to you once again, but either a combination of your luck and the positioning keeps us out of your way?
He doesn't have a weapon. He just has like claws and stuff.
No, it's a weapon. They look like warriors, like...
All right, yeah. I wasn't sure if that was true. We can actually block it as the weapon diaphanous as well, or it actually does block.
up until it strikes.
So right then, maybe she just puts it up there not expecting it to, but then sparks off with her dagger.
And this thing, again, hits like a fucking truck. It hits the banister that you've deflected it into, and I think splinters through.
Nice.
Then, Garen, what are you doing?
Shit, man. Maybe now he's thinking, I need some kind of an advantageous position on this thing because, I moved away. That did nothing. It's going to kill me.
Okay. Yeah, because your heart's still fucking pounding from that fear, too.
Oh, absolutely. I'm scared.
Both of us are, yeah.
Yeah. So go ahead and give us a body control check at challenging.
All right, here we go. Come on, body control. No!
Oh, no.
Another nat 20. I never roll nat 20s when we play games, but
exactly.
Play this game, it's just nat 20s all day long.
So you're trying to do this, and I imagine it's a combination of your... it's for sure. It's your fear, because look how much you failed by.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think it is? Maybe as soon as you get yourself in your position, you immediately realize you're not thinking through tactically.
No, and this position's not going to help. Or maybe I'm trying to squeeze by it and I realize it's now I'm just against the wall.
Okay. Well, as an upside, would you kindly give us a... because I think you've got a knowledge warfare, or a warfare lore, or something like that, or maybe it's just called warfare check. Do that at easy, please.
Knowledge, warfare.
Yeah, nice.
Easy. Here we go. Oh yeah. Easy.
So
666 against this demon.
Just pure evil.
So here is something I want to tell you. Now that you're in close, it's really strange being this close to these things, and your mind goes to this thing because one of the things that when you're fighting in armies, right, you're looking for insignia. What I can tell you is that this thing that has come back from the grave to kill you, this thing is wearing the markings of Helma Halfax, the traitorous marshal, basically a general within the Midden Realm who betrayed the realm and his empress to serve Borbarad, the demon master. He is one of the Heptarchs who fought in the Far East. I'll give you the name here. Helma Hayfax has recently, like within the past 10 years, been defeated. I think it's within the past like 2 years, actually. Hayfax is notorious because imagine like one of the most respected and honored generals suddenly siding with the most powerful demon summoning wizard who seemingly came back from the dead against the Empire. That's how notorious he is. This is someone who served in one of his units because he wears the insignia of it. You are certain that they were crushed.
Right.
Galvana.
So I think we tried to roll to see if we knew anything about this, because I was trying to think. I mean, ghosts normally have something that they're specifically after, and the way it attacked just the two of us.
Yeah.
Is there any way that I can decipher what that might be?
You can try again. Yeah. Give us a.
My pocket getting hot, or
it would be a. I think it would be either. You could roll magical lores. Yeah, magical lore, I think is what you would roll, and this will be, I think, challenging. You will also continue to get the benefit of the
a critical fail.
I think.
Oh my gosh!
Increase your fear level by 1.
Oh, shiitake.
Because your mind's reeling and you're trying to find what this thing is.
I'm
and
not sure
like
what it is. Oh my goodness.
Siberian.
Okay. And okay, that was a 4th round of casting. So I'm going to just put this into the chat here.
Okay.
The spell description, because I have a question. So it doesn't, you know what? It doesn't put the option. So let me just copy and paste in here because I have a question for you, which is I want to target these 2 ghosts.
Yeah.
Where is it? Here we go. Yeah, let me just copy this, paste it in here. This is what it says. So
2. Oh, so this is something different, actually. What this refers to is AP or adventure points. One of the very cool ways you can develop your character over time is by spending adventure points in order to advance your character and learn new little tricks. But what what you need to have, though, is the skill points. See how it says SP12?
Yes.
That means it needs to be, you need to have a skill points of 12 in Heptagramma, and I think you've got 5, right?
Yes, that's correct. So that's the minimum you need to have. Okay. Well, I can still do the 1. I will target one of them.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Now, what is the difficulty?
Difficulty is challenging, I believe, for all spells. Let me double check, though. I don't want to penalize you unnecessarily here. Here we go. Spellcasting is right at the beginning. I think it's always challenging in combat, but like outside of combat, it might be easier. Make it a check. Here we go. In some cases, you apply the target's spirit or toughness as a penalty, which I don't think you do in this one. Yeah, let's say.
Yeah.
So, and we are performing the casting. Incantations and gestures. There we go. Oop, awesome. George, I got great news. There's a botch table for failed spells. For botch spells. Don't worry.
Oh, good.
Got you covered. I think it's challenging.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then let's see. It will ask me for a. I think. Let's see what happens. No. Yeah. Bonus or penalty. So I'm putting in -1 penalty because I reduced the.
Yeah, you could just put it at difficult instead, because difficult I think is -1.
Okay. All right. Let me cancel that. Let me do it again. I'll just change it to difficult. Oh yeah. Yep. It is -1. There we go. Okay. Obviously, I'm going to.
That's quality level 1.
Quality level 1.
So you've got a success already, But that, what the last one there? What is that? That's your charisma. That could be better. That robbed you of 3. But
Do I know how many quality levels I need?
yeah, so the quality levels is equal to the summoning penalty of the ghosts.
Okay.
So let me double check here for these guys.
97.
Yeah, really. Summoning difficulty of these guys? 0.
Oh, so you got it.
Oh,
You've succeeded.
okay.
What does it look like as this thing is pulled back in?
I'm taking a cue from the little short story that they have on the sheet.
Yeah.
So suddenly it starts getting yanked away, and it's sort of like, part of it's getting pulled and like stretched out, and it gets sucked to me as it's trying to, get at, let's say, Garon, and gets sucked into and towards me, and gets smaller and smaller until it like hits the pentagram on my robe, which then glows for a second and goes in there. Yeah.
Which
like
one is it? The one fighting Garen or the one fighting?
Garen, only because I see Garen is completely freaked out.
Yeah.
And then can I say something to those guys, or
Yeah.
is that okay?
Oh,
Take my
first
staff
spend
and- Yep,
spend your
sorry.
8 AE.
Oh yes, right.
Arcane energy.
That is the blue.
Yes.
So let's see. Minus. Oh, yeah. Minus 8. There we go. So I said, take my staff and my sword. You can fight them with them. That's all I do.
Okay.
And then on the next turn, I'm gonna start casting again.
Okay. Okay.
Oh no.
This thing turns. No, you know what? It's a creature of rage. It's not gonna. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a self. What is it? A survival instinct. Yeah, self-preservation. Thank you. It's still going after Gilvana. So I think Gilvana. It is going to try and disarm you as well.
Holy shit.
So it. Let's see here. I succeeded with 2 quality levels. So would you give us a feat of strength check, please? At challenging.
Right. Can't parry it or anything.
No, this is just it's
Power that they have.
yeah, it's
right?
using its telekinetic power basically to try and
Oh, the same.
yeah, or poltergeist power.
Challenging, you said?
Challenging, please. Yeah. That's
Ooh, I
one.
know one.
I only rolled 2 quality level success. If you want to spend a fate point, you'll keep your hands on it.
Well, it seems like I should because it allows me to parry. So let's do that. Minus 1.
Okay. So you barely hang on to this thing. Garen, so you just witnessed this thing go down and be dragged in to the thing. Why don't you give us let me see here. There's a really cool, where is it? Give us a treat soul check, please.
What?
This will be under, I think it's whatever the
It's a crafting skill.
crafting skill. Yeah, this will be a challenging.
Challenging.
Did you just fail across a lot of these? No,
Oh, is it because am I still fearful of the thing even though it's been pulled away? Or?
that's what I'm checking. Is the fear will persist
Oh.
beyond what treat soul is used is to try and heroes who are deathly afraid of fire, suffer from nightmares, or have been traumatized by demons.
I see. Okay.
So that's a fail. Oh, you've no fate points.
No,
This isn't taking your action. It's just like this thing being pulled back into the Nether Realms. You haven't rallied from it yet.
Right.
So what do you want to do?
Can I see where Siberian's staff or sword is?
He's holding him out.
Oh, I'll grab them from him, I guess.
Now, I think, let me take a look at his sheet.
And where is Gilvana in relation to me right now?
I can't remember if you can split your move up on this. I'm assuming you guys are around like maybe 4 yards away from one another.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just curious where at this point for this turn. Like
she's on the porch right now, kind of like hiding behind this splintered beam.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, let me take a look here. Siberian. I just want to see what your sword is, because I can just drag and drop it from the compendium onto Garen's sheet. Let me see here.
Yeah, I didn't.
Oh, you know why? It's because it's not equipped, I think.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, because it's under. So you have inventory and you have equipment. Equipment is your. I don't know why it's set this way. Spell sword small. Okay. Ooh, yeah. It counts as a dagger. How are you with daggers, Garen?
Take the staff.
Staff, I believe, is a polearm.
Where does it tell you what weapons you can use?
Go to the weapon techniques or combat techniques.
Under
you
combat?
can use any weapon. It's just that you're there. You yeah, and then go to combat techniques. Let's see. Daggers, you're at a 12 for an attack, so that's not bad. Pole weapons, you're 8, so the dagger is definitely the better option here.
Where do you see daggers?
On the right.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
It goes alphabetical, but it goes left to right.
Yeah. I got it now. Yeah.
So let me just do this. Let me go to your equipment. I'm just going to drag and drop a small spell sword. Here you go.
And obviously, I should have done this at the beginning of the combat, but I think he just was so focused and didn't know what you were equipped with that he just started doing his.
Oh yeah.
casting.
Here we go.
Hopefully, I pick up a fan in one of these adventures here and display my skill at fan.
Okay, and
it's crazy that it has it. That's what I'm talking about.
That is funny.
You're good to go.
Nice.
Awesome.
Okay, so you've got your spell sword in your hand. Then it is. And let's actually hold on. Let me quickly look and see if you can split up move. It's because one of those things once I look it up, I want to look again. I was reminded you can split your move in 5th edition when I was getting ready for Wednesday. Let's see here. Hobbs, you may be familiar with our Wednesday campaign. It's called Night Below.
Yeah.
I saw that you're getting ready to play it in some other. Oh, you're playing it in 5th edition now. That's what it was.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well, we were playing 5th edition before we went back before the break, like last year. I think is when we switched over.
I don't think I have a 5th edition character.
You don't have a 5th edition character yet.
Exactly.
That is easily rectified. Okay, tactical movement. Here we go. This game is very much in favor of like letting you do shit. So I think that I'm gonna say you can move between, unless I. Yeah, I think you can move before and after. So if you wanted to start moving towards where Gavana is, you can't quite engage with this thing, I don't think. Oh, wait, your move is a 9 or a 10, Garen?
Movement.
It's right at the top on the right. Second below your stats.
Oh, 6.
Oh, you are definitely not reaching her. But I have some good news. It is 10 o'clock. Everyone gets a fate point.
Gonna need those.
Gilvana, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I forgot my name was Gilvana. I was adding my fate point. I'm going to continue my activities of trying to stay alive. Oh, I guess I'll go for this. The staff. I'm not any good at it, but Mm.
So you would have to make a successful body control check to disengage from this thing without taking an attack of opportunity. If you fail, it gets an attack of opportunity on you.
Yeah, I won't do that. What I will do instead is try to get advantage so I can increase my AC. Do I have to do that again, or is that every round you have to do that?
No. You've got the advantageous position right now. I will tell you, one thing I do like about the game is I think that attacks of opportunity take a -4. So because they're sort of like opportunistic, I don't think it's quite as automatically getting tuned in the head the way it is in some other games. Let me just double check that.
She's been doing okay parrying. I think I'm just going to stick with parrying and hope these other two can help us out.
Okay.
So I don't really necessarily have an action to take.
All right.
I'll throw dust in its eyes that just pass through, and I'll say, "Oh, dang."
You know what you could do? Why don't you give us a treat soul check?
Okay.
Yeah, at challenging, because you've seen the first one, so you know there's an end in sight because of this wizard. Oh, I mean, you could fate point it if you'd like. Because really only one of those. What's the first one? Green is...
Intuition, 12 or less.
What do you think? Is that worth a fate point?
Easy come, easy go. By effects.
Nice.
By the luck of effects. All right, what am I rolling here? I am rolling
green dice, intuition.
Intuition. This is like my best stat.
Come on. Here we go. Nice!
Yeah,
reduce that fear level by 1.
All right, so now I'm at 1 now.
Amazing.
That's a pretty cool narrative thing, too. Of you, like, freaking out, and then suddenly the first one is like, ah! And pulled back into the Nether Realms.
You're like, there's hope.
Okay. Siberian. Love it. All right, this thing is going to once again try and get Gilvana. So it swings. That is a hit, even with the penalty. So you get plus 2 to your parry, and you could spend a fate point to get +4. What do you think?
I'm gonna save it. Save it this time, Alex. All right,
there we go. So parry with a bonus of 2.
Parry. So I roll this.
I just had a thought.
I'm in wrong. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I just want to... Oh, no, hold up. I want to check one thing here. So the rules are right at the beginning. Because I know you can spend... let's see here. Here we go.
So now that I've seen that I can't do anything, I should have just used the 2 rounds to try and cast my magic to be a little faster. Now I realized.
Okay, so you do not... I was thinking of whether you could spend it for yourself. There's another neat thing. There are special abilities you can buy for your characters where it gives you different options for spending fate points. So new uses for them. Yeah. Look at that! Nice!
I knew Fex was with me on this roll.
Excellent. Garen, what are you doing?
Okay, so I am going to move over to Gilvana and hand her the staff.
Well, you only took hold it out. You only took the sword, though.
Oh, I thought I took them both. Okay.
No, because she said she was going to go for the staff.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Then I'll just attempt to hit this thing with the sword.
Go right ahead. Now, you've got... Hold on. You do have a bunch of combat techniques as well. I think the ones that would be important are things like... I think you've got Deceptive. Where is it here? Feint, which gives you... I think it's -1 to hit to -2 to their... actually, I can just click on the fucking thing. I think. Here we go. So that's Feint. -1 to hit to give -2 to their parry. You could... Oh, this is for next time, too. Defensive posture.
So you could do it without having to spend a fate point, bro.
Oh, you do it and spend a fate point on top,
both.
too. Yeah.
No kidding.
But you've got... Right now, you've got ticked Forceful Blow, which would take -2 to hit and +2 to damage if you don't want that. Oh, that isn't on. Never mind. Oh, it is on. to disengage that. That is active. Yeah, okay. So yeah, you've got those other options. You could do forceful blow, -2 to hit, +2 to damage. You could do.
Yeah, let's try to hurt this thing. I don't know. Now that I have a weapon that I'm told can hurt it, I'm gonna try to use it.
So toggle forceful blow. There you go.
There we go.
And then go ahead and make your attack.
Did you add this thing? Oh, spell sword. Is that what it's called?
Yep. Come on. Ah! You want to fate point that?
Not really.
Tentatively take a slash at this thing, and it is nowhere close to being engaged. Then, Gilvana.
Gilvana thinks the spell sword seems a bit pretentious, but par for the course when it's such a tiny knife. But par for the course for these university mages. I just realized that I'm good at throwing daggers, but I can't hurt it anyway, so I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. See, I could have cast that spell last round. When are you almost done, wizard? So yellow.
I mean, you knew. I think each of the rounds are 10 seconds, so you knew it would have taken about 40 seconds for him to cast. If you want to start casting a spell, you could do that.
We might as well. What the heck else?
Now, the one thing is, I don't know if you can use defenses when you're casting spells.
At all?
At all. Yeah, I think that's
one of the things I'm a little worried about.
Yeah.
So your casting time. Here, performing the casting. Each one is considered to be a long action. 227, which means
long and short of it.
There we go. Actions and long actions. You cannot interrupt long actions without causing failure. You can defend while performing a long action, but you must interrupt your long action to do so. You can wait until after your opponent makes an attack roll to decide whether you want to defend, though. So if I miss you again, you could just keep casting.
Yeah, might as well. I don't see what the penalty is unless something bad happens if they hit me during casting, I guess.
Okay. So which spell are you starting to cast?
Oh, Acceleratus.
Acceleratus, love it. Then, and if you're, and you said you're going to speed it up to being two rounds?
Yes.
Okay. Then it is Siberian's turn.
That's two.
Here is this thing's attack on you, Gilvana. Oh God, it's a nat 1. I got to roll for possible crit.
Oh boy.
Oh, man.
Nat 20. It is not a crit. So,
those sound like they should just even out to nothing.
Confirmation failure. I do. So if you do defend, you have to have your defense stat against this.
Yes.
So what do you think? Do you take the hit or do you?
I think at this point she's going to take the hit to not take any more hits.
Okay. Okay. I think. Do you have any armor on? It'd be under your. I think under combat it should list it. Where is it here?
If I do have any combat, if I have any armor, it's not under that.
Oh, protection is 0. Yeah, you are not. Let me just make sure there's not something that's on you that you just don't have on. Leather backpack.
I didn't see anything in there.
And then under equipment. Yeah, normal clothing. Eesh. Okay. So, this is gonna sting. Let's see here. But it's not extra damage on account of the. Oh boy. All right. You take 13 points of damage from this hit.
Wow.
So I am in pain, I'm sure now. And that'll stop my casting anyway.
Hold on. if you're down to, I think you're at your pain 4, you actually pass out when you're within the last, like, I think it's, what is it here? There we go. Yeah, because pain 4 triggers not at,
I have to make a self-control, stay conscious check with a penalty of -4.
Go fucking awesome. Look at that.
Right?
Yes. 5 or less. Yeah. Okay, so give us a self-control.
Penalty of -4. Holy shit.
Which is already going to be applied. That's from the...
Pretty good at this.
Yeah, you don't need to put another -4 in. It's just...
Oh, because did you mark the pain, though? I didn't mark
the pain. Will give you a... If you're at a pain level 4, that's -4. You also have fear...
Fear at -1.
But thank God you recovered, because if you're at -6, that's when you become incapacitated, too.
Oh, you already did mark the pain.
Yeah. So go ahead and give us a self-control roll.
All right, I was going back to mark the pain, but you'd already done it. All right, challenging, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Look at that! Holy smokes! Even with
She's
a -5. Okay, so let's see here. 2nd, 4th level to remain active. So you're still up, Kilfania. What do we see?
It sounds like this blade that she has finally bites into her, but she is does she have to make noises to cast?
Gilvana? Oh, you know what? Oh, that's a good point.
I don't think she does, right?
No, you don't need to gesture or make noise. Because you are intuitive.
Well,
caster.
I was wondering if I did make noise, would it make it happen faster?
That's actually a good... no, but what it would do, though, it would give you a better chance of success.
Okay. All right. Well, that's what I think that's going on. I think she's speaking in her own language, one of the other languages, I guess, and she bites it back, but continues to chant the intonation.
I love it.
Keeps it going even beyond the stabbings.
Okay.
Of the angry warrior here, the soldier.
And you've made your self-control roll, so you actually are going to continue casting.
Awesome.
So you are good to go. Tough lady.
Amazing.
I suspected.
Garen, what are you doing?
Well, I'm trying to buy this mage some time, so I'm going to try and attack this thing and draw its attention onto me.
Go ahead.
Here we go. No!
Gotta be kidding.
He's still afraid of it, so
It's also-
maybe he's
you
not
are-
actually getting that much closer to
You're
it.
also power attacking this whole time too, right?
Yes, he's just like
So,
so
like,
handed.
Yeah.
You're
With
making
this
it too
dagger.
harder. Do you want a fate point, or are you leaving it as is?
Trying to smack this thing. Okay, fine. I'll give it a try. I'll give it a fate.
Okay, let's see. Come on.
Let's see. Here we go. There's not a re-roll button, is there? No.
There's not. No, yet so.
Okay, come on.
Man.
50-50. Nope.
Oh,
No,
same roll.
same thing.
Oh, no, good.
Oh, Gilvana. Let's see if we can get that spell off now.
Oh, nice. All right, let's see what happens.
Okay,
here.
so it'll be at difficult only because you are casting it faster? Or challenging? Oh, no, because you didn't start talking at the start of it, so just give us a difficult check and let's click on the spell.
Difficult. Oops, almost wrong button. Difficult is a -1. Is there anything I can do to make it? I just roll and then I do it.
Success! Quality
Nice.
level 1! Oh my god. So that's 8 arcane energy. What does it look like as this spell manifests?
Well, I think as she's the last time she says it very loud, blood's obviously dripping from her wounds, and then I think there just might be a glowish of energy that kind of purplish focuses around her, and then almost seems to just like kind of dissipate. But then she's obviously much quicker than a human could be.
Nice. So what's your initiative base stat? Is 14. So you're actually going to be acting next round at 30.14.
Nice.
So you'll be acting before the thing acts again.
Sweet.
And your move is doubled. And +1 to your defense and -2 to its defenses if you're attacking. Siberian.
Round
Round three?
3.
Here we go.
One more.
Giovanna, you're up first. What are you doing?
I don't have anything left in me, I don't think. I think I'm just going to whip some daggers at it to just. I probably have to be. Can't be in hand to hand in that situation. Is that correct?
You've seen. I don't know. You actually haven't attacked this thing yet. Garen has hit it and seen his sword go through it, but.
Can I throw daggers at it in combat? Is my question.
You can, but you would have to draw the daggers first as your action.
Is that a body?
No. Body control is only grabbing off the ground.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so it takes 2 rounds. You have to grab them and then
draw it out, and then you go. Yeah.
All right, crazy.
There are
get those
quick draw talents you can get as well too, but
eventually, I understand.
Yeah.
I think I will just maybe keep taunting this thing with my accelerated speed.
Okay.
And kind of moving around it. If possible, if I get an opening, I would use maybe a back attack on it, but I'm not expecting that.
Yeah, I mean, you are in a beneficial position. You are getting +2 to your attack, but it's a spectral thing. So do you want to attack, or you want to just try and maintain your defensive?
Might as well attack. There's no negative, right?
No, nothing lost here. No, go ahead.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we might as well just to see what happens.
So attacking, you get a +2 on it.
Close combat, dagger, parry. Oh, here's the attack.
Yeah, it's the red one on the left.
Yep, I'm getting there. Sorry.
Okay.
The roll?
Success!
Oh,
Yeah!
this is how this is done, Garen.
Yeah, so you hit it and it passes through. Not for nothing, it does seem like the weapon that is your preferred mode of attack does seem to be the same size as that spell blade, but,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Just because you call it a sword, it doesn't make it a sword.
Okay, so this thing now, oh boy, it definitely sees that its vengeance is coming, so I think it is going to try and hit you again.
All right.
Well, let's see. Here we go. That is a 17. That is a miss. Garen, what are you doing?
All right. Time to get lucky.
Oh, that's what I was going to do.
Here we go.
Come on.
Eat a spell sword. You dirty. Oh my god. Amazing.
That's awesome.
I am so good at this game.
In fairness, this is a weapon you are really not optimally designed to use. So.
Yeah, it's still a 50-50 chance, and that's like 4 in a row that I missed.
But it's also, you still are power attacking, which is taking you a -2.
Yes. Stop
I know.
Doing that.
I know.
No, he's not.
All
you
right.
gotta get a coin flip.
Siberian.
Okay. Round 4.
The funny thing, even if you hadn't, you still would have missed. That's how you look at it.
Yeah. There you go. Quality level 1. What does it look like?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
So again, it starts getting sucked away from Giovanna and goes, rushing towards the pentagram on my chest.
Are we on the northern hemisphere or the southern hemisphere? I was just curious how it drains into there, like a flush in a toilet.
So this thing is likewise cast back, and curiously, what you guys see while this ends, what you can see dropping to the ground is 2 kind of scorched coins that are sitting in the middle of the street. In Siberian, you finished up with dismissing the second. Galvana looks very messed up, guys. She took a big hit from that. So do either of you have, I think it's first aid, or is it healing? Where is it here?
The one thing I can do magically is cast and ease fears.
Oh, yeah.
And that would...
Get rid of the pain.
That
battery,
would...
love.
let's see. Remove terror from... Yeah, so depending on what I roll, it's going to remove some fear.
Okay, nice.
It'll take me 4 rounds to cast it, so there's a little bit of time if Garen wants to try something else.
Garen, I can't remember. Did you have a healing potion on you as well? I don't know if anybody has a healing potion on them.
Can't remember. Doesn't look like it.
I got 0 in treat wounds. I just found it. I do have some bandages though.
Oh yes, you do need the bandages are the tools required for it. So you can use the skill to alleviate levels of pain. For each quality level, the patient can ignore 1 level of pain, but you will need a regeneration phase in order to, which is like a long rest, effectively. What treat wounds can do is give you a chance to heal more quickly with that. I can't remember, Garen, I think you've got training in treat wounds, don't you? It's under crafting?
Oh, yeah, it might.
This is where Siberians ease.
Oh, yeah, I do actually. Yeah.
So that ease
I could help.
Would help there because it would at least... you can see Garen's hands are fucking trembling.
Am I still afraid now that they're both gone?
You are, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna help you out as well.
Okay.
Oh, do you have
but I can roll.
Treat Soul, Siberian? I can't remember.
I do have treats, so I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. Let's see here. I'm pretty sure I saw it. Treat Soul, yeah, 4.
Do you want to try that? Because what that is basically trying to alleviate that. You could also use your Ease Fear spell afterwards, but what Treat Soul does is basically like calm them down. You're someone who trucks with the Nether Realms. You could try and tell these people that like the danger is past.
Yeah, so I will say these coins were haunted. That is why you were targeted, but they are gone now and they cannot return. And here we go. I'll do Treat Soul.
Treat Soul will be
challenging.
It'll be challenging, yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
So, yeah, reduce your fear. Gilvan, I think you have no fear any longer, and Garen, reduce yours by 2, which I think gets rid of yours too.
Nice.
Oh yeah, that's what I need now. I can do healing without a penalty.
Nice.
State. Move there. Okay, fixed it. Now I can do my heal. Treat wounds. Come on. Oh, look, a nat 20.
We are in our last half hour of the session, so everyone gets a fate point.
Yeah. Okay, let's roll that.
Yeah, come on.
Dexterity. Dirty. Roll 20.
We know Blade Breaker can do.
But I do have a skill of 6.
Yeah, so that's actually not.
Makes it.
Yeah, that's a success by 4. Actually, we need 2. Yeah, that's 4. So that's 2 quality levels. All right. So when you heal during the next regeneration phase, which is you resting, you're gonna gain 340, an extra 2. In addition to, let's see here.
You're telling me I gain how many? Do I get any right now or no?
No, you don't. You don't get any right now. But let's see here. Where is it here? Here we go. Regeneration phase. Period of rest and sleep that lasts at least 6 hours. Basic regeneration restores 1d6 points plus your thing. You gain extra if it's in a good accommodation, single room in an inn, you get +1. And it really just can go worse from there.
Oh.
So it'll be 1d6 plus 6. That's also how much arcane energy you get back, unless you've got increased regeneration, which I think Siberian might.
As a skill or something?
That would be under, the special abilities. I think it's an advantage. Let's see here. Oh, he doesn't.
No, yeah, I don't see it.
Yeah, okay.
That's okay.
It's something you can buy with adventure points.
With AP.
There's a lot of room for, options for advancement. But, so what happens next, guys? So you guys have not seen Siberian. Siberian, here's how... here, you know what? I'm going to let George do the role-playing here. How about? Instead of me just fucking narrating here.
Okay. Okay.
So let me show you just to give you a sense of how far these things have traveled. You see where the Shadowlands are here?
Yeah.
This is kind of where Hayfax's troops were active. They had also on Maraskan had hid out there for a time, marched over here and whatnot. So from all the way over here, you've been pursuing them since probably the edge of the Shadowlands.
Okay. So after we sort of, take a moment to sort of try to help Giovanna, so I know these coins are no longer haunted at this point.
The two here, those have been the spirits that have been bound to them, gone.
Okay, great. So I'll pick them up now. These coins, they were haunted. These ones now are rendered inert. The spirits have been exorcised from them. They were the ones that you saw who attacked you. And they were part of a group of coins that were a bribe to a general of Helm Halifax to lead his troops into an ambush, a slaughter. And any coins that are separated from the greater treasure bring these troops who are dead back into our realm to kill anyone who might profit. These coins now are safe. but there are others out there. Unfortunately, my companion gained these coins, and he was killed by these spirits. And I was not quick enough to rid them from the coins. I have learned my lesson. But there are more out there. There may be more here.
Here's the thing too, Siberian. If these things only came now, when these two stepped away, the whole must have been here. Whatever is left over of that cache of these cursed coins, someone at the table was batting them. Can you guys remember who it was, who those coins came from? You could give us a perception check if you like.
To see if we remember, yeah.
It's that damn dwarf.
Let's make it at easy, because it probably is a bit of a... These coins are going to be of coinage that's probably from somewhere to the east. I just can't remember.
Look at those amazing rolls.
Pretty good. You do have that... Oh, you spent your fate point, didn't you, Garen?
Yeah. Garen blew that right away.
Gilvana, if you want to...
Heck yeah, I'm using one. Let's go.
So go ahead. Did you succeed on any of them? No, none.
No.
I mean, you're suffering from an enormous amount of pain right now, so that's perhaps understandable.
I'll do it anyway, though. Let's try it again.
Heck yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. It's even easy. Let's go. Oh, 220s again. That's the second time we've seen that. No,
It was Garen.
ones.
Okay.
You're just as bad as I am, Hobbs.
I'm going to bank those
I am
20s.
notoriously bad.
You can't remember, but I mean, I think you're just in too much pain right now, obviously.
I think it was that dwarf that told me about the other dwarf.
Did seem to be a bit of a, if not a fixer of a fixer, right?
That's right. If it wasn't him, I'm damn sure it was him, if that tells you anything.
You could go back and ask people at the table. I mean, for one, you could see if the person is still there. Oh, sorry, George, I'm talking over your plans.
No, that's exactly what I was going to say. Like, I think Siberian immediately turns toward the tavern and heads for it. We must see if he is still here.
If you look in,
yeah,
seems that Kurax, son of Agam, has departed. There are other players there. You could ask them, because if they have coins,
they're going to be targets.
what do you guys want to do?
The two of you were playing with them. Do you wish to? You know them already. Perhaps it would be better if you asked them.
We should ask
if
around.
They gained any of those coins.
Yeah.
Giovanna's like, I need a bed.
Yeah, exactly. Like Gilvana's like
Right,
barely holding on.
Although with her fear gone, I think that she remembers Siberian saying that they still have some value, so she still tucks the coin in her pocket.
Well, here, let's do this though. I think let's assume that you've got Gilvana a healing potion on you. I'm just gonna double. I think it's 1d6 plus 1, but let me double check here. So I'm just to top you up to get a little.
Oh, look I found a healing potion inside my divine figurine.
Exactly.
I forgot I had it stashed in there.
It's a flask actually.
You know, when you have a blessed one with you, that's someone who can actually. They have a healing magic or healing liturgies, not magic. I think wizards actually can learn them as well. I think there's a healing.
Oh,
yeah. It's just that it's much slower. And yeah, there's some. Here we go. Tools of the trade, luxury goods, healing herbs. There we go. 344.
Perhaps you could arrange for a room.
Yeah, a room would help with Galvana getting. Didn't no one else took damage, right?
No.
No.
That would actually also help with you getting your arcane energy back faster.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
If you get in the room. But if you go back in, do you wish to? Because there is still the possibility that they have left. There may be more coins.
Yeah, I definitely think we need to ask the players at the table because that's the most likely people. And then we should also ask the serving woman because she may have been paid in coins. And same thing with the bartender.
Yeah. Galvana, give us a 1d6 plus 2 roll, please.
2 is 4.
You got 4. Hell, that'll bring you up to pain level 3. So add 4 to your life points.
All right.
There you go. Whew. That was an expensive heal, but something. So, how do you guys want to approach it for asking around to try and get this stuff? Is it like just a... Let's see here.
I think I turned to Garen and said, you seem good with people.
Probably be persuasion to just get them to turn over if you're just wanting to turn a coin for coin. Because, Siberian, if you get these things, you can very easily use, take a full 80 seconds or whatever it is to cast the full length of the thing, but like a minute and a bit, and then poof, you can purge these things. Okay. When they're in the coin form, you can do as many as you've got at once.
Okay, cool. All right.
You could also use intimidation. You could use fast talk to try to convince him. You could use sleight of hand to try and or pickpockets rather.
I think we should start with just asking.
Yeah. Are you sure? I could just pickpocket all everyone's coins and see if there happened to be any in there.
That is. I leave that to you to decide.
Oh goodness.
However we get these coins, it matters not to me. But I think I'll check with the bartender to start with, since I was up at the bar the whole time anyway, and I've conversed with him already.
Yeah, I can talk to the gamblers.
Okay, so why don't you each give us a... if you're willing to trade coin for coin, then that is a persuasion at... We'll set it at very easy. Because if it failed, then they're going to think that's,
Right.
What are you trying to pull here?
Right. All right, I'm going to cast paralysis on him. All right, here we go. I'm not terrible at persuasion. Very easy, said Kevin?
Very easy, please, yeah.
Okay, here we go. All right.
Nice.
Oh, there it is, the double ones, finally.
Hell, oh yeah,
yes.
Crit!
Amazing.
Not only do you get all the coins back, because it turns out 2 of them made their way into circulation. Someone was buying around for something. So 2 of them you're able to get back with that too. It was Kurax, son of Agam, who was the one who had these.
We must find that dwarf. He may have more.
Oh.
And Garen, give us a persuasion check for the gamblers. Oh, that's for your...
Yeah, I'm going to just...
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Persuasion. Hey!
Very easy. Nice. Yep.
Nice. Your best roll of the night, Jeff.
Yeah.
No more of those rage spirits that will be here. So that's huge. Siberian, would you give us a... I think an easy... let's make it very easy. A very easy lore of the spheres roll, please.
Okay. Yep.
Lore of the spheres.
Here we go.
It's amazing.
Level 2.
Well, 19, you still get 2 quality levels.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's one of my best skills.
Yeah. So Here, I'm gonna whisper once again, and you can add this in.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Okay. It is imperative that we retrieve any coins that may have come here. One of the dangers is that, other than the spirits attacking when they are separated from the rest of the horde, but if a necromancer were to get a hold of them, he might be able to use them to create an army of those rage ghosts.
Hey, Garen. Wasn't someone talking about a potent necromancer sometime earlier today?
Oh, the Count. Yeah. We've heard of this. Shariza.
Well, that's not necessarily
Once-
that, she's to blame, but I mean, like, she is a potent necromancer as well. She was a servant of an undead dragon that was one of the Heptarchs.
She woke it, right?
If she's also the one who freed the Allegrim, yeah. And it's at the behest of the Borbad. She's a gifted necromancer. What the fuck is a bunch of coins that have a curse associated with them doing here? Is it coincidence that it's here at the same time she is?
I mean, I doubt it.
What are you guys doing?
Do you think you mentioned that?
Well, that's what he was saying. He was going to ask this. He was going to ask Siberian if he's ever heard of this Carissa von Silmingen. I heard mention of her name earlier today.
I think given the nature of you're going to know a bare minimum of this stuff. Why don't you give us a magical lore check? And this will be... I think it'll be easy.
All right, easy.
Two quality levels. So yes, you have heard it. So everything I told you in exposition grandma dump earlier about her and her role, like of course, like again, like it's said that there's a cabal among the prince and some of the most powerful counts in this principality specifically to hunt her down for what she's done. But of more important, that one of the Heptarchs, Razazor, an undead dragon. And dragons in this setting are much closer to the Smaug scale of like, well, we're all fucked, than that. And Razazor, was her master among the Heptarchs. I mentioned there's the different kind of like, baddies. There's the nameless one, the demons, the whatever. This is not. There's also the ice elf or the night elves. This is sort of a successor of a successor. Imagine ending the most cataclysmic war that you've seen in 10 generations. And then the lieutenants of that continue fucking fighting and cause even more devastation. And then you defeat them. That's who this person is yet another line in the devastation wrought that started with Borbarat. So if she got this, you guys fought two of these things.
Right.
Like the Witch King of Angmar is like what I'm thinking of those lieutenants as or something.
Yeah.
Right. But things are far worse than I suspected then, if she is here.
Far far worse.
You know, it's weird. Wasn't that news article about her trying to get an enchantment on some crown too? Anyway.
Sure, it's nothing.
Sure, it's nothing. What do you guys do?
Did we get all the coins back, we think, now, or no?
All the coins that were left behind have been retrieved, and Siberian worked his magic once again. He does look kind of tired, so he could tell you that, like, he's got one more in him today.
Yeah. Perhaps we should find out where that dwarf went.
That's what I was wondering, if I couldn't fast talk, if anybody knows who that is.
Yeah.
And get that information.
Yeah, fast talk or streetwise.
I'll use streetwise, definitely.
Okay. And I think it'll be easy because you guys have done, you have made some good strides or good impressions here. Two levels of success, you absolutely get his place, and his location is in, let's see here, he is in he's actually on the border of Embers. Let me show you the map here, guys. What I got to do between now and next time we run this is to translate this thing over into English. Because where you guys are in this district right here, and Embers is over here. So he's kind of like somewhere, I guess probably somewhere over here. No, that's Cameling. So he's got to be like right over here, guys. Closer to the old city. Which means he's got money. The other thing you learn with a second level is that they tell you don't trust his... If you're going to a meeting with him, you're going to end up worse than what you already are. I wouldn't trust him.
Shit. Sounds like there's trouble.
What do you guys do?
Well, I think it's time for me to rest. So
You should wait till morning.
But I wouldn't.
Morning, they should maybe see if we can get a meeting with the Count and let him know. Inform him of what we have learned. Warn him.
Yes, perhaps he can provide some additional resources as well. But I have lost the ones that I had with me.
Yes. Potentially.
So then, guys. Well, first let's do your rest here. Before we forget what you had. So it'll be your... Gilvana, you're gonna get +2, so I think it's... What page was that? Hold on here. 340, okay.
So this is a super crunchy game.
Yeah.
But in some ways, because you kind of have to manipulate through these different parts, it kind of feels like it adds like gravitas to the rolls somehow.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yep.
It like takes more effort to find them. It's not like I just click it real quick. Now it's like, oh shit. So there's some tension, but it's that's kind of an interesting aspect of a game like this.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so with a good night's sleep, here we go. Siberian, you gain 1d6 plus 1 arcane energy back, and as are you, Gilvana, and you're going to gain 1d6 plus 3 life points back.
All right, here the first one will be arcane energy, so 3. The other one will be 9.
Nice. Okay. which I think brings you now 2 pain levels, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty good. All right. Then, guys, that brings us to the end of our session. So, for those, let's see here. Standard XP award would be 15 AP. What is going on here?
I'm going to get 2 ghosts next time. But I can't. I got to get 12 skill points.
You got to get 12 for what?
Oops.
I got to get 12 of my skill before I can do it. But
that was pretty. Yeah,
cool
that's.
that you can.
Well, it's worth it. Like it may not surprise you to learn the way to advanced characters does seem fairly. It seems on paper to be fairly complicated too, but the sheets are automated, so everything has because like each thing costs a different. It's like A, B, C, D, E, and then it depends on what levels you're getting. So like early levels of things are very cheap. Once you hit a certain threshold, it then starts getting more expensive for each level. So you can advance early, and then also you can buy special abilities or learn new spells or learn new liturgies or whatnot. So there's it's very GURPS-ish in the sense of it's a hugely wide open, way of advancing your characters. And it seems like there's a really long runway for experience. And I love that kind of stuff where there's like a big, like a lot of room for you to improve for things while able to continually advance your things in incremental ways or save up and get big advancements. So, but that brings us to the end. So for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for part 3 of the Revelations from Heaven adventure, which is, I guess, in the future. So, as is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the game, or the campaign, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I'll endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. There's also a link down below to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, where we have a channel dedicated to assorted games like The Dark Eye, as well as channels dedicated to many of the other games and campaigns that we run on the channel. There's also a link down below to... There's also over there a bunch of other channels too. I will add in as well a link to Hobbs. Hobbs has a YouTube channel as well. I'll add that into the description of the video too. Hobbs runs a number of old school games, including the not called Low Fantasy Gaming. It is now called
Tales of Argosa.
Tales of Argosa. Very, very cool. I have not run it yet. Hobbs has said nothing but great things, and members of our player roster have run it as well, and likewise said great things about it. So if you want to learn about that super cool old school game written by a very cool guy, follow that link down below to Hobbs's channel. There's also a link down below to our friends at Noble Knight Games. Noble Knight Games is the preeminent unionized retailer of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs in North America. Not only do they have an incredible selection of new role-playing games, board games, and card games, they have an unmatched selection of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs, like The Dark Eye. If they don't have something in stock that you're looking for, you can put it on a want list and they'll send you an email when it comes in. And if you make a purchase of $10 or more through their website, be sure to enter the code HAPPYMUSEYEAR, all caps, all one word. It's listed in the description of the video. It is easier to type than it is to say. That'll save you 10% on your purchase. And if you're listening to this after April 15, 2025, come back to one of our more recent videos and we'll have the current discount code listed there. The last thing I will say is a huge thank you to our stalwart Dark players? That's not really the right... For stalwart players for tonight. Especially for Hobbs and George, who jumped in at the last second. And Jeff, who has always been a trooper on a Friday night. So Jeffrey, Hobbs, George, thank you so much for joining me in the world of Aventuria. This was a really fun session tonight. I really, really enjoyed running this. So thank you very much. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time to return to Angbar and see what awaits our heroes. But until then, we hope that we gave you a few hours to take your mind off the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our Aventurian heroes are discovering. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.
Bye.